Well, hello there. Welcome back to the lands of Aecathan. That's right. No professionals, no fancy tech, just a group of women playing an all-original game of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Jeff with this reminder. If you lose your pirate and his chimpanzee after they're wounded in battle, look for them in the E-E-R.
Let's all have a moment of silence for what was supposed to be a joke.
Crickets.
I don't even
Wow.
say.
Even my pirate jokes have never been that bad.
That was something.
The EER.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna think about it all night, and I'm gonna be very upset at myself every time I go EER.
Uh-huh. I hear those crickets, and to me, that's like an auditorium full of applause. So,
Right.
It's so sweet that you think that.
well, you know, in the theater that is my mind, everybody loves it. So, yeah,
Look, you scared Pam away.
I know.
She's like, that's it, I'm out of here. Boy, she didn't even last long this evening. Oh, she's
Nope.
back.
Okay.
Cat broke in. Had to kick Synchron.
Oh,
Right.
Lord Synchron.
Merlin was looking for Synchron and was very upset.
All right. Well, let me bring you up to speed on what happened last week. The 4+ went to visit Lord Bonethane to deliver a tapestry that was commissioned by Arabelle from her mother as a gift. He was very impressed and offered everyone some advice once they revealed to him their intention to liberate Strafsoman's End. They then traveled to meet Sulash Vetraman, the gnomish tailor working out of his house, who was recommended by Lady Thebes's maid, Way, where Gwenlauren was able to commission some ambassadorial robes that are currently being made for her. While they were there, they found out some interesting information about where they stand with the nobility of Erma, and went back to Thebes Manor to check with Arabelle's mom to see if this was in fact the case and if she had advice for them. They had an opportunity to welcome Nook to their crew. Immediately afterwards, went back up in Gwenlauren's rope trick spell to do a little bit more planning. And then back to the protected walls of the keep, where Zorith teleported everyone to the Tower of Azanor. There, Obrys helped them contact the Master Enchanter, who agreed to loan them 8 amulets of proof against detection and location. After spending an hour attuning to the items, the group then teleported to Thunder's Edge, where they met with Arelakis, who informed them of his intention to accompany them as well. They decided to stay within the keep and stay within Arelakis' office, waiting for Gago to arrive for a consult, and from there it'll be off to the Sanctum, where they pick up their last member of the extended band, and then probably off to Strafsoman's End, but we'll see. So, you are camped out in Arelakis' office. He is currently busy attuning to his amulet. Take it away.
Well, it's going to take us the better part of an hour for him to finish attuning, correct?
And he should be done right around the time Gago arrives.
Right. I was just gonna say, and Gago's coming at some point.
So if there's anything you'd like to do in that hour,
when we get hook up with Vines, just him, wherever we go or whatever, him using the amulet, spending his time to attune it, should not be dampened by the fact that we are not in a place where he is safe from it, because they would never think of looking for vines. So I was just thinking in advance that, oh no, nope, everything's covered. Did any of that make sense? I'm sorry.
Yes. You just calmed yourself down because
Yeah.
you started to spin out, and then you remembered that no one's looking for vines.
Yes.
So that's good.
Yes.
All right.
Happened to be listening when we found out Vines was meeting us, right?
So
That's so rare.
well, you
Well-
were informed in writing
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
about both Nook and Vines.
Nice.
But we-
Because Warbender left a message for you at the Shouting Pirate.
And message not out loud. So when Tasha talked to him, no one heard it.
It's a matter of if they were watching. That's,
They're not
Scrying.
watching 24 day.
right.
yeah. I want to point out I wanted to let you all know that I got a better spell than the hut.
You did.
I got Magnificent Mansion.
What
Not
is this?
familiar with that.
What does that do?
Well, basically it means that we always have our own rooms. Yeah. Imagine tiny hut, but
A
maybe
mansion.
5 times the size.
And
And I
Do we-
don't think they can that anybody can spy on us in there either.
that's got to be much better than trying to be quiet in the hut.
Yeah, and we get lots of we have whatever food we want too. There's invisible servants, and it's a thing.
Wow.
Sounds fancy.
Sounds amazing.
I actually remember reading a story about pardon me for this, a wizard who ran a traveling brothel.
That would make sense.
And
That's
that-
hilarious.
Was where the brothel was in a magical cat house.
Sorry.
Why am I not surprised that this is a story you've heard?
It was in the library.
Of course it was.
That's just funny.
Sigh.
Unfortunately, it didn't end very well for the wizard, as it turned out one of the girls was a princess.
Oh.
One of the prostitutes was a princess.
One of the concubines, yes. She chose to be there, but her mother and father were very unhappy.
Ooh.
I bet.
Yes, it wasn't a happy ending. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, that's meant to. Athgarr, that was horrible. Oh, so bad.
See, can't take him anywhere.
I don't know. I thought that was actually a little funny. All right, good.
Well, that you shut down the room.
Yeah. So
I'll try not to take that personally.
so we don't have to work. We have a place to sleep that no one knows about. That they can't spy on us. right? Is that right, Jeff?
Yes, that is correct. Because it's an extraplanar space, just like the rope trick.
Yeah.
It's just a much higher level spell, and it's a space that you can customize, which you would have done prior to casting it.
And we will be comfortable, really comfortable.
It sounds rather plush. Oh, come on, Athgarr. Are you going to try to tell us that you don't miss some of the comforts of home?
I do and I don't. There were comforts, but they also came with ceremony and obligation and things that made them less enjoyable.
Well, it
This-
sounds like this won't.
Yes, this sounds lovely.
Not a lot of ceremony, but you're obligated to be our friend.
Well, that's an obligation I'm happy to say I can easily fulfill.
Some might even say family.
Yeah.
Some,
And watch our backs as we watched yours.
of course.
Are we
Always.
interrupting Aerolacus?
No,
Okay.
no, he's sitting in his chair at his desk, and he's got one hand on the amulet, and he's just
Great.
concentrating. So
So what would you like to do for this time while we're waiting?
Athgarr begins humming.
Trying a new spell?
And you see him
Cock his head.
I won't be but a moment. And he gets up and walks out of Aerolacus' office.
Where are you going?
I'll be right back. I'm not leaving the keep.
Don't be spotted by anyone. Do you
We're
need...
still in seaming.
Are we? How long does that last?
8 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So until she shuts it off or it ends, I still look like a very skinny janitor.
I jump up. You can't take off by yourself.
Why can't he?
I thought we had rules about splitting up.
We're in a very safe place. He doesn't look like anybody knows.
And he's got the amulet on.
He should be pretty okay.
How long will you be?
Gwen, you're welcome to come with me if you wish. I'm literally walking down to the first floor, talking to someone and coming back. That's it.
Well, since you invited me along.
I shouldn't be gone more than 5 minutes.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Okay. So he leads you down from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor, and he goes to the main door of the keep, cracks it open, and motions to one of the guards on duty outside. And the guard walks over, and he leans in and whispers something in the guard's ear, and the guard just goes, "Sure." And he steps back and closes the door. We can go back up now.
What was that all about?
Necessity and surprise.
Are you trying to be cryptic?
I don't want to spoil the surprise part.
Do you know that surprises for adventurers usually mean death?
This is a good one.
A good death?
A good surprise.
Okay.
Trust me.
I suppose. I'd rather not have to trust you because you just tell me, but fine.
And he begins to climb the stairs back up to Aerolacus's office.
I trail along, looking for danger.
Okay. About 20 minutes later, there's a knock at Aerolacus's door, and Athgarr stands up and says, "Oh, good, it's here." He goes and opens the door, and in walks Aloric, carrying a box of food.
How lovely.
Are there any pastries in there? I ask out loud.
Unfortunately, no. I'm sorry. It's Monday night. The pastries were all consumed yesterday, and you know I only get them on the weekends. But Athgarr told me that you were here and you had to stay here, but that you still needed to eat.
How did you know we were us?
He said you'd be in disguise. But which one of you is Zorith?
I think you should guess.
Oh no.
I curtsy.
I'm kidding.
I do the bow curtsy thing that I still can't get the hang of.
You're getting better at that.
Thank you, and I do it again.
Keep practicing.
No, I
Oh.
just can't. Okay.
It's all right.
Well, yes, I brought food.
Food is good. We
That
like
is-
food.
So welcome.
And
Thank you so much.
Aerolacus opens his eyes briefly and just points down at his desk and then closes them and goes back to...
I believe that means he would also like a portion.
I think it means I'm supposed to set this down on his desk.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, so what, if I can ask, what's going on that you are so veiled and cannot...
It's actually better that you don't know.
Oh, maybe.
And tell me, whose pet are you again?
Pet?
Yes.
I'm no one's pet.
Okay, just checking. When
You're
did you
thinking of-
first?
You're
No, I
thinking
know.
of Jojo.
Right. But when did you first meet Zori?
Probably the first time that she and her brother came to the Ivory's Wrath. Although it was a little bit before I got up the courage to do more than say, "What would you like to eat?"
Very good.
We've all gotten a little too paranoid.
It's only paranoid if there aren't people who are trying to kill you.
But there are people who
You-
are trying to kill us.
You do not need to apologize to me. I was there for Granella.
Hmm. Who we might see in the next few days.
You've located her.
Oh.
No, not exactly.
She located us.
A couple of times.
But I forgot, the less you know, the better. I'm sorry. And I
Don't-
pat his hand.
Just don't speak about any of it to Wiggy or anyone. You
No.
could be being watched.
All right.
Best not to speak her name at all.
I'm always watched.
Well,
Something about looking like this.
No, I mean magically watched by her.
Oh,
Knowing us and speaking of us can cause some trouble sometimes.
Speaking of watched,
Erelakis's room is warded, is it not?
the whole keep is warded.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
okay, good.
I wish I could tell you more, but
No,
it's-
no, I understand completely. It's just nice to talk with you. I was going to say nice to see you, but you don't look like you.
I'm
But-
going to take some food over here. Good to see you as always.
I think I'll join you, Lorik. Athgarr, thank you for this.
Over
Grab
Grab some food.
I grab some food and I hug Aloric and I say, "It is good to see you."
And oh, you're Tasha. I recognize the voice.
Very good.
And I assume that was Gwen Lauren that went over there with
It
Athgarr.
was.
And so by process of elimination, Arabelle.
I squeeze him on the arm and go look at Erelakis's bookcase. See what's in there.
I grab food and go pick on Athgarr.
did everybody just leave the two of us alone to stand
Yes.
Well, standing in front of Erelakis at his desk,
here? Great.
but
Great.
you know, he's concentrating on attuning, so
Great. I give Aloric like a side hug. Thank you so much for coming.
well, I'm very happy that Athgarr reached out, otherwise I obviously wouldn't have known you were here.
I know, and that's why it makes it so difficult, because I'm sorry I didn't reach out. I just
No,
honestly I thought it would be
you
less.
have nothing to apologize for. I can only imagine what it is that you have before you.
Well, and it was kind of the less you know, the better, but also, you know, if somebody asks you if you've seen us,
I can truly say I have not.
right. You sure can. And that's good.
Although I will enjoy regaling Wiggy with tales of being accosted by a cleaning crew.
Oh, later. Way later when this is all over.
I'm very confused by that.
Yes, I know. But it's fun to confuse Wiggy. He gets all flustered so easily.
Right. How is his business doing?
Quite well, actually. So much to the point that Joel has taken over his role as being the factotum for a certain
Factotum.
interest in Erma.
Right. Right. And she's out of character. She's watching our house, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent.
She's actually, I believe, forged something of an unlikely friendship with your kobold.
Excellent. Zek is pretty awesome.
He seems to, how did she put it, find her less distasteful than most talls.
Hmm. Nice. That's excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I know we talked briefly, and I know we're gonna try to figure things out. And I'm sorry that I haven't used the stones to talk to you. It's just right now there's so much going on.
I understand. I assumed that you've been busy.
But I should check in every once in a while. I'm sorry.
Well, I wouldn't mind.
Excellent. I give him a side hug again. I'm still.
And
I don't know.
he kind of leans over and kisses the top of your head.
How much taller is he than I am? Like a bunch? A little?
Probably about 5 inches.
Oh, snap.
So,
Personally, I thought Henry Cavill was short, but right on.
Yep. Well,
Nobody.
I should probably be getting back. If I stay over long, it will look odd.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for a meal
Oh, of course.
and everything else. We're grateful.
I'm hoping that you'll decide to be here for the Dragon Festival.
Oh, so potentially, if we are able, wherever we are for the festivals themselves, we're going to probably come here afterwards. Potentially.
After
So.
party at Alorix.
She screams from the other side of the room.
I would be happy to arrange that.
It's funny.
Well,
So,
I won't insult you by telling you to be careful. I will just say, be wise.
thanks.
Still working on that.
Right.
We're supposed to be giving them privacy.
I just blush.
And he just kind of gives a soft grin at the other side of the room and waves and just kind of leans down and puts his forehead against your forehead for a second and then turns and walks out.
Scales to scales.
He doesn't have scales, right? Tieflings don't have scales, right?
They don't. They have
Oh.
horns.
They have horns, though.
Sorry.
They're just a different
Scales
color.
to horns.
How funny. Oh my gosh. Henry Cavill, for those who are wondering, 6'1". So 5 inches more than me. Yeah, that's about right.
Well, he could be taller than him. He's just inspired by. Right?
Oh yeah,
Right.
inspired by him. Actually, Jeff had the picture first. I just decided that's what he looked like.
Yeah.
But he kind of does.
So while this has been going on, Athgarr leans over to Gwenlaren and says, "Now you understand. Food for everyone else, and a surprise for Zorith.
I do. That was thoughtful.
Well, we needed to eat, and I do like his food. And it had the added bonus of allowing them to chat for a bit.
It was well done.
Thank you.
Well, we just wait around for Gago.
Yep.
Keep some of the food just in case you want some. I don't know what they eat.
Anyone they want.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
After an hour, Aerolacus opens his eyes and goes, "Right," and just reaches over, grabs some of the remaining food out of the box and begins to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's one thing that makes attuning not so much fun, and that's smelling the food you want to eat.
We saved you some at least.
That's good. That means I don't have to yell at anybody. Okay, not as much fun, but still good. And a few minutes go by, and there's another knock at the door. Erlaka says, I'll get it this time.
I look busy trying to dust with nothing.
Walks over and
I sweep.
opens the door about yay far
I'm polishing a window.
and says, yeah. Great. Thanks. You can go back now. And he just stands there for a second. Kind of does this. And then opens the door. And you see a beautiful elven woman with I don't know how you describe that color. Reddish brown hair
Auburn.
and bronze irises
Ooh.
walk in the door.
I bow curtsy.
I dropped the seaming.
Oh, okay. And
I
she
had the
goes,
seaming, but I'll drop it.
No, Tasha
was-
had it.
Oh, then I had marked it off on my thing.
No, Tasha was the one who cast it.
Oh, teleportation is what I marked off
Okay.
my thing. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
And Gego looks around and goes, oh, well, that was interesting. I see. Taking every precaution.
We're trying.
Well, it was a pleasant flight in. And this is where you see Nuck go.
Poor Nuck, I forgot she was even here. We didn't even introduce her to Aloric. Just whatever.
Yeah.
Nuck. This is Gego.
This is the
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
what does that mean?
She
She's
means
referring-
she's surprised you're a dragon.
Oh, I'm not. I wake up
You're-
every morning and go, oh, that's right. I'm a dragon.
I
Nice.
gotcha. That scared me for a second. I was, like, wait, what?
Not surprised.
And this
Right,
is
she's not
Erl-
surprised.
Have you met Erlacus?
I have not, but I know of him by reputation. Oh, that's probably not a good thing.
No, who was in the keep with us? Oh, that was Tasha.
Yeah.
With yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Sorry, out of character.
So, you're the Serpent of the Sands. That is what I was once called, yes. No one's called me that for quite some time, but it's nice that it's remembered. Well, it's in the history books. Really? Oh, I should enjoy a look at that particular tome at some point. Sure. So,
Gego hasn't met Athgarr yet, right?
Oh.
I don't
and
think
this
so.
is- And this is Athgarr.
Athgarr is the son of the Lord of Thunder's Edge.
Oh, I see.
And one of our traveling companions.
My condolences, young man. I met your father. You see Athgarr just kind of go, is she kidding?
No.
No.
When
Well,
when
you,
did they meet?
I guess you have met father.
We consider
Yes.
Athgarr one of ours.
Oh, very well then. I shall consider him such as well.
But not his father.
I've dealt with many rulers over my lifetime, and I can recognize the ones who truly have the best interests of their people at heart. And then there are the ones who delude themselves into thinking they have the best interests of their people at heart when really they have the best interests of themselves at heart. Your father falls in the latter category, I'm sorry to say. And you got that all from one meeting? It took me several years to figure that out. Well, yes, but you're related, and we often see family with a slightly softer view.
And she has more experience.
Oh, yes.
Decades.
Centuries.
Yeah.
But let me say that it is a pleasure to meet you and to see that this city will, I assume, one day be ruled by someone other than your father, and the fact that these good dragonkin speak of you as one of theirs tells me that you will be the first type of ruler. Wow. Thank you. No. Thank you. Times when the city is under the rule of someone kind and thoughtful always seem to go better than when they're being led by someone sharp and caustic.
And stupid.
Shh.
I mean, well, it's true.
No, unfortunately, it isn't. The
I
stupid
would-
ones are easier to influence.
I would
This one
say
is. Yes, this one is not stupid. He
In
is.
some ways,
He is short-sighted.
I would say his broken heart has clouded his judgment into a different view of the world.
That's a good way of putting it.
Oh dear, another one of those. Well,
His wife died.
Well, he will either recover or continue to use this as an excuse to behave in ways counter to the best interests of the people he supposedly leads.
Mm. Sadly, it's probably the latter.
I have not seen any indication that he is softening in any way or moving back toward what he was like before Mother passed away. Well, then I can only hope that your rule comes sooner rather than later. But you didn't call me here to discuss desert politics.
True.
We called you here because someone's trying to kill Tasha.
And the rest of us at the same time.
Well, I guess
Well.
not kill Tasha. Kill us. Enslave Tasha.
Oh. Well, I would assume so far they have been unsuccessful,
They
given
have.
that you are all here.
They have,
I-
but we had to resurrect a dear friend who tried to come to our aid.
Tasa Pernatiel's adopted son.
Hmm. Is she aware of this? Because she said nothing.
No, we
No.
didn't tell her.
It's fairly
Oh.
recent. It's fairly recent. We didn't know how to proceed with kind of anything.
I see.
I am from a town that is run by slavers.
Riosa said something about that. Something. He called it the conclusion or something.
The end. Strafsoman's
The end, yes. Yes. He
Yes.
said it smelled terrible.
Yes. And I was able to escape there as a teenager, and it set me on this path. But the man who claims to be my father or my guardian continues to try to get me back.
To what end?
I believe he wants to keep me as a slave. He doesn't accept that I left. He thinks I should go back to being the scared little girl that I was. And that will never happen. And so he has sent several groups after me, and they've gotten more dangerous. Each group has gotten more dangerous. And the last group had a necromancer and zombies, and it was bad. So we've decided that the best course of action is to go to Strafsoman's End and kill the slavers and set the people free, because they won't let us alone, and really no one should be enslaved.
Well, that sounds like noble work.
Thank you. We're just not sure that we have enough firepower. We were wondering if you could help us.
And what form would this help take in your mind?
We don't know.
Any help that you could give us would be good. We're just asking everyone for a little bit more help.
It did not occur to me to talk to Mother Tasha.
We probably should.
What will we say?
Well, I can tell you that she is likely to give you the same response that I will, which is that according to the ancient compacts, which, barring a declaration, we still hold to be in effect, this is something unique to your world, and something that we should not interfere with.
All right. I understand that.
But that does not mean that perhaps we will be unable to offer assistance before or after.
I see. What would that assistance look like?
anything that does not involve direct interaction between dragonkind and the citizens of that city. So perhaps transportation, perhaps a distraction.
A distraction would be perhaps even if it were an intimidating distraction.
Transportation would help.
Well, I would not be the one rendering such aid, as that is,
Not your area.
yes. However, I'm fairly certain that Seolreossa would be interested. We may have to forcibly remind him of the compact, as he is relatively young and rather impetuous.
That he might want to help his area.
Well, it is at the edge of his area, but I am certain that he would be interested in offering some sort of aid. It is from him that I learned of the smell.
I thought so.
Seolreossa.
Obviously, you all have already gifted us a lot with our beginner horde. But would you have anything we could borrow that might help us?
Wand or a staff or a ring that might have some spells on it.
I understand you are not necessarily familiar with draconic culture, but dragons tend to be very possessive
Oh,
of their
sorry.
hordes.
We're very sorry.
We're
We-
very new at this.
And I understand that, which is why I am explaining. I sincerely doubt that you will find any of the kin who would be willing to even temporarily part with items in their possessions.
Okay. So that's fair.
It is wrapped up in our societal structure and our sense of culture. The hordes are more than simply wealth.
Okay. Well, okay, so would we want to reach out to
Seolreossa. How do we do that? Did we meet Seolreossa?
Yeah.
Oh, he was one of the 5 that we met at the
Yes. He's the leader of the Copper Sept.
Right, Copper.
We could send a message.
Or I could just bespeak him.
Okay.
you speak?
We have our own ways of communicating, at least amongst the Sept leaders.
That would be appreciated.
Where do you plan to launch this liberation from.
How far is his area? Does his area cover the Faelefiri Sanctum?
I don't believe so. I don't believe the sanctum is part of anyone's area.
Okay.
It's considered neutral.
Greenborough or Mount Swatch?
That
And I
is,
look at
yes, that is outside of his area. He is primarily focused on Belinamar, actually.
I was basically going to ask Erlakis if he had a way to get to Mount Swatch if he's ever been there before.
I don't think so.
The only place I know of that's close, Kilcross, but how long? So it would go by much more quickly if we took Dragon from Kilcross to close to Strafsoman's End. Is that my understanding?
Well, if you wanted to leave from the sanctum, that is considered neutral territory. There would be no issue with him visiting there.
There is a spot on the north end of Faelefiri Sanctum that I do not believe is not, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, is not occupied by anyone except a tower, but I don't believe it's manned. Is that correct? I'm gonna look it up.
It is manned, but it's just a watchtower.
Okay. And I don't know the person there. I mean, like, we don't need the person there, so we couldn't tell them in advance that we're coming. But that would be probably the best place.
Well, we have traditionally been on very good terms with the gods of the good pantheon. I don't believe they would mind.
There is the grove of trees, and then northeast of the grove of trees, there's a little clearing that's not covered by the forest, right above the pasture. That I don't know if it's big enough for him to not be seen. Would that little spot, Jeff, be sufficient enough to him not be seen? There's a little it's page 26, but
oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple different places there that would work. There's a clearing in the forest directly north of the cherry groves. And then there's that section of grassland on the shore, even further north from there.
Okay.
So either one of those.
Let's go with the shore. The
Yes.
grasslands by the shore.
I just thought it might be too close to the tower, but I didn't want to panic anybody with the dragon coming in. But I wouldn't know that part of the Faelefiri Sanctum. I would only know the parts that we've been to, so that's why I was saying. Would Arabelle know the
Top part? Where the orchards are, right?
Well, where she's talking about is north of the orchards. It's basically north of the cherry grove into the forest proper.
I was talking about like the little tiny clearing right above 18. But that's because I know that we've actually walked that before.
Oh, yeah. But he would likely be seen.
Okay.
If you went with one of the other two, there's much less chance of him being seen.
So would she know about the clearing in the forest?
Oh, sure. That's where the students go to party.
Oh, well then.
Arabelle's a hard partier.
I was just gonna say, even if Arabelle never went there, she might know where it's at.
You know how she
Yeah.
was when
She was probably invited.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. She was invited and probably went once just to see,
Arabelle has a wild past you don't know anything about. Who knows?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Woohoo!
Not buying it.
I'll buy it for $1.
Not buying it.
Mhm. I'd buy that for $1. Okay, so wherever Arabelle decides we should have him meet us and do a little description midway through the forest in the center area of it is a clearing.
And actually, you would know the. Well, there's a chance. Make a history check.
Seeing there's a chance.
So you're saying?
But yeah, I don't have a good one. It's better than I thought it was.
Oh, good.
That's good. Well, a 1 plus a 6 is a 7.
Yeah, you don't know the northern shore area. You did do your rotation at the tower, at the watchtower. You just never, left the tower while you were there.
That's the Guardian's Tower.
Yeah.
That I partied too much and I don't remember.
No, you just you were, you took it very, very seriously when you were assigned to your rotation there and didn't screw around like so many other people did. No long walks along the beach sort of thing.
So the clearing in the
That's the one you're most familiar with.
right.
Excellent. So we tell her that's how long will it take us to pick up vines and then get to that point,
So we're meeting him at 9 in the morning.
right? How long will it take us to get across the Faelefiri Sanctum and get to the
Well, you'll need to give him an hour to attune to his amulet.
right?
Um,
10 plus a little 11.
easily by 11.
Oh, okay. So then we tell her that time.
And she seems to sort of her eyes lose focus briefly.
And we tell her the time. Sorry. Yeah, we tell her the time. Yeah. Sorry.
What?
Not you. She's talking to.
All right. He will meet you there an hour before high sun. Please remind him that he is not to engage with anyone from this particular community, nor is he allowed to light anything on fire.
Judgy pants.
Is copper fire also?
I think so.
Let me look.
What would a distraction look like?
Copper is acid.
Oh, copper's acid. Okay. Well, then he's not allowed to melt anything.
We need there for a sneak attack, so we'll have to talk about a distraction on the way.
What would a good distraction be? Just so we can give him some ideas.
Flying over the city? I mean, is that okay?
As long as he is high enough to be out of range of
Mhm.
anything they might choose to throw.
But that might scare them a little?
Well, it will certainly
Surprise them.
get their attention.
See, I don't necessarily think that's a good idea, but
Really?
we'll have to talk about it. Well, they'll be on heightened alert.
Yes, it's a matter of, do we want them relaxed or do we want them vigilant?
Right, and I say relaxed, but
I would have to agree.
What if the dragon flew overhead in the opposite area, like at the north end of town, if we were to come from the south?
he would have to be high enough that
Yes, at the height he will need to be flying, it will simply be over the city.
Right, but do you think if there's a dragon flying around in the sky, that's where their attention is going to be, not for a ground assault?
their attention is going to be there with weapons drawn and ready to go in case they are attacked. That's my personal thought.
If we were planning on stealth, having them at alarm status will make that more difficult.
Well,
Thank you, Gigo.
thank you so much.
I wish we were free to do more.
I completely understand, though.
Yes, you have done quite a bit. We appreciate it. Is there anything we can do for you? I motion to the food. I'm like, we have some food left.
Oh, no, thank you. I had a scorpion only yesterday.
Okay. Big one.
Yes.
Those things are terrible, aren't they?
If you season them properly, they're not bad.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else we can do for you?
Encourage your father to retire.
If Athgarr would settle down and marry the girl of Tremaine's choosing, he might consider that.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. But we're
Really?
working on that.
That's so barbaric.
I agree.
My goodness. My low opinion of your father just dropped further.
We're working on it. I have some thoughts.
What do you think of this, young man? I apprenticed myself to Aerolacus and turned my back on continuing my bardic training so that I could escape that fate. Well, that seems a bit overly dramatic, but as you say, bardic training. Yeah, but boy, it sure tweaked Tremaine something fierce. Hey, if he hadn't have done that, I wouldn't be free to go with you. Oh, I hadn't thought about that quite that way. Yeah, see, so spitting in your old man's face actually ended up doing something good.
Thanks, Athgarr.
We are
Um,
grateful, Aerolacus.
Welcome. Well, as it seems to have worked out, we'll just consider this a learning experience. But
Thank you.
I do hope, young Athgarr, that you will be returning soon and explaining to your father how tired he seems, and how a nice long vacation would be the best thing for him. I actually know the location of a lovely oasis out in the desert. I'd be happy to point you in that direction.
And how will this benefit you? Or does it?
Let us just say I will be less concerned about problems arising in the city.
Oh gosh. Sorry. I wanted to ask about, oh, it's not the time, about the Jagravan and the people in the desert. It's not the time.
Oh, well, I actually know very little, because it seems that no matter how I disguise myself, they find me. I don't know if they realize who I am, but they find me and attempt to capture me.
As your other form, or
No, in
this form?
in this form, or one like it.
I think we've heard they have ways of seeing through any kind of. Right, that's why it's so hard to gather information there.
I don't know. It is something that has provided me no little consternation trying to determine how they
Well,
see me.
Feel free to have them for lunch.
Well,
There are a lot of them.
there are a lot of them, and I doubt they would taste very good.
They probably wouldn't.
I think I would prefer more scorpions, to be honest.
Well, we know
So-
that the god behind the curse and the shattering is the only god that survived, right? And he is one of the Jagravanans that they worship.
Yes.
So maybe something to do with him.
Zuthos.
So maybe something to do with him. And
I don't know. From what little I have been able to glean, it seems that there is a tribunal of sorts that runs the city. And somehow they can sense me. I will continue to investigate. They have yet to catch me.
If a group
Careful.
of people has targeted you in this way, are you then able to become involved?
Only if they are actually able to successfully cause me pain. They have not. They are slow and clumsy, and I can hear them coming. Every time they seek to ensnare me, I am gone before they arrive.
Well,
But I will continue to investigate because I wish to know how it is that they're finding me.
thank you again
Get
so
the
much.
chance, we will figure it. We'll try to find that out.
I would appreciate your assistance. And my offer stands. If you wish to send your father to a lovely oasis, you need only let me know. I will even carry him in a
Sure, he'd
claw.
appreciate an invitation from you.
Oh, I would not want to mislead the gentleman. I will not be there with him.
It's funny. Thank you, Gago. We're very grateful for all of your knowledge.
You are, of course, very welcome. And I see, Zorith, that the scales are coming in quite nicely. It has been some time since I have seen a draconic sorcerer. I'm pleased that there is at least one in the world again.
Thank you. They are taking some getting used to, but they're very lovely.
Just don't be surprised when the wings unfurl. That too will take some getting used to.
I was warned about that. I guess I didn't think that would happen, but I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. From what little I know of this city, were it not for the fact that I believe there to be some people of good soul and good spirit still remaining, I would advocate wiping it off the map.
There are people worth saving.
So I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors. I hope that I will hear of your success.
We may see you on the festival Dragon Day. We may not, but be careful.
Oh, I shall.
Okay.
Never fear. The Serpent of the Sand is ever watchful.
I have heard that the festival may draw the other dragons to make an appearance as well.
Well, that would be exceptionally foolish on their part. So if they choose to make such a mistake, I will see they pay for it in blood. And she gets this look on her face that's a little bit unnerving because it is absolutely savage.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And just pack that away for future knowledge.
Well, I am certain that you have things to attend to. I will leave you with my best wishes for a quick and successful liberation. Although I don't assume that will happen.
Many thanks.
Be well. And she nods to Nuck, who's just been kind of sitting there trying to take all this in.
Right, poor Nuck.
And then she looks at Athgarr and says, I wish you well, young lord. I look forward to the day that you assume the throne. And she turns and opens the door and walks out.
Looks like you have a fan.
I have absolutely no idea what to make of any of that. I know, right?
It was a lot, I know.
Indeed.
I'm sorry.
She was really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I suppose she was. I hadn't actually thought about that. My brain just kept going. That's a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That's an actual dragon.
Yep.
No, I know, except in my mind, it just kept going, Dragon! Dragon! Understandable.
Mm-hmm. So
He really doesn't like your dad. Just, putting that out there.
I
Clearly.
Harsh.
And I must say that knowing what I do of the dragons of the metallic shades, I believe I'm going to have to reevaluate exactly how good a job my father is doing.
What I've been telling you.
Usually, I find I told you so's to be very annoying. But in this case, I'm hard-pressed to disagree.
So, if we are getting a dried from a dragon, a ride from a dragon, and we will be spotted very close off. How close can we get without being spotted? Jeffrey.
You don't know. You have no idea what the current status of the guards are, what kind of watches they have.
Let me ask you this. May I roll a history check to remember how far away approximately it was that we saw the red dragon from Sandy Cove and we were able to recognize that it was a red dragon?
Sure.
No, not the best, but not the worst.
How long ago was that?
Couple weeks.
So would I still remember?
Oh yeah, that's true. You would remember.
Oh, okay. So then I tell her, all right, I ask, but are we going to have to come in by water and have him?
Is there a way to get to Strafsoman's End without going over the water?
From the Sanctum, no. Because the Sanctum's an island.
Right.
But
Make us invisible?
there's nothing that says how high a dragon has to fly. Conceivably, a dragon could skim the surface of the water.
Yes.
And take us maybe over to, okay. Are you looking at the Aecathan map?
Am I?
No,
No.
Jeff.
I am now.
So the E in Lake Tanasa, is that an area that would be seen if we come in low? And then how long of a walk is it, or how long of a magic carpet ride is it to, wait, will the magic carpet take 8 of us?
No,
Okay.
it's not that big.
How long is the walk from Lake Tanasa E to Strafsoman End?
Couple hours.
And if we skimmed low up to the E, would they see him?
No, from that distance?
Right.
But keep in mind that given that you will be coming in a dragon back, you could come in from pretty much any direction you wanted.
Quietly. I mean, that.
Yeah, I mean, so you could come in from the west if you wanted to. You could come in
Oh, I see.
from the north and just, circle our way around and then.
Well, I have no idea what's north of that, so.
The
mountains
the
and
hills
the
and the
essence.
mountains, yes.
Mountains the capital S in Strafsman's.
Ask a DM question
Sure.
because I googled it and answers varied by person. So with greater invisibility, you can cast it on a creature, and anything the creature is carrying is also invisible, wearing or carrying.
Yes.
And some people say if you're carrying a person that it also works on them, and some say no. So that would be a DM rule. So if when Lauren casts greater invisibility on the dragon and the dragon is carrying us, are we also invisible? Because the dragon is carrying us.
I would say anything within a creature's carrying capacity would
So
also
that
be
is a
invisible.
yes.
Right. That works.
Hmm.
They would not see us coming, and we would not be visible till we got off of the dragon.
Correct.
But the dragon would stay invisible for however long the spell lasted, so they could.
It's like only a minute, isn't it?
Yeah, greater invisibility lasts for 1 minute.
Oh, invisibility's an hour.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think invisibility sounds okay. Like,
But you would have to cast it many times.
Well, when Lauren and Tasha can cast invisibility.
What I would like to also ask is, since we're standing here and not doing anything, what I would also like to ask is, are we going to rest up before we attack, and are we attacking at night like we talked about?
well, okay, so we are. It's what time of the day is it?
Not
It's,
very late, right?
it's evening, yeah,
Yeah, and we're meeting Vines in the morning.
At
correct.
So we're gonna have a long rest before we meet up with Vines,
Tonight to tomorrow, yes.
and then we're going to meet the Copper Dragon.
Yes.
And we're gonna attack.
Well, I believe the intel was that he has a concubine that he beds, and he's not very cautious with when he's with her.
Right.
We're gonna have to get into town and everything.
Right.
Right.
So if you meet Seolreossa at 11,
Uh-huh.
he can get you.
I was just trying to think ahead.
He can get you wherever you wish to go by noon.
Oh wow.
Right.
He's very fast in the air.
All right.
But like, I mean, yeah, I would like to attack in the evening.
We're gonna have to try to figure out how to get into town stealthily.
I would say probably judicious use of that seeming spell.
There you go.
Okay.
We can all look like something different.
How small of a town is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Like, will they know if we're not part of their group? Like, I've never seen you before here.
Yes, they will probably know that, but Tasha has told you that the town is basically split into
Them versus us.
two
whole-
sections, and the section known as the Paddock caters to merchants.
Oh.
So we could all come in looking like merchants.
Or
the shop.
anything. You could come in looking like pilgrims. You could come in looking like a group of holy folk. You know, there's lots of gods.
come in looking like Costa's followers.
Random.
Well, that would probably get you a little bit more attention than you want.
Oh, right. Okay, then that's not what we
But,
want.
you know, if you came in from the east looking like druids,
Oh,
it
that's
would
smart.
simply be assumed you were on pilgrimage to the Grove, which is west.
There you go. That's good. Let's
That's
do
smart.
that. Okay.
That's smart.
And we know that he meets his mistress out in the Paddock area somewhere, right?
Yes. She lives in the Paddock.
So are we staying here tonight?
Yes.
Are we
Or
going
this-
to try your new spell?
Mansion?
Yes.
Oh. She can do it right here, right?
Mhm.
Excellent.
Well, I've been in a few of these. Be interested to see what yours looks like. Each one is unique to the person who casts it. So, never the same from person to person.
Can you change it each time you cast it, Tasha?
I probably could, but
So you can make it whatever you need at the time.
Yeah. That's cool.
Very beneficial.
So how long do we need to wait until we do that?
It is up for how long?
24 hours.
Oh, nice. That's right.
We could
Yeah.
hang in there till we leave in the morning.
Yeah.
Question actually.
Yeah.
Would we be, I don't know what your energy level is at the moment, Zorith. Would we be better traveling tonight so that you can recover that higher levels spell energy for tomorrow versus using it in the morning?
I'm quite willing to cast the spell.
We're going to need to save all of our spell slots
For tomorrow night.
for tomorrow night. So perhaps getting to the sanctum from here and then doing it on sanctum grounds. Very smart.
And will that be warded as well?
We are currently warded.
Right.
The mansion. So
Okay.
the mansion is warded. Yeah, basically. So why don't we leave from here and go to the sanctum and set up the mansion in the sanctum or at the sanctum?
So yes. So question, let me check my spells. I can, because I've been there, right?
Mhm.
I could take us to the pink cherry trees. I could take us to the top of the thing where not many people would see us. We don't have to make any excuses. We don't have to talk to anybody. And I would use teleport to get there and then recoup that big spell where we don't have to go in through the circle and stuff.
and we can tell Vines to just meet us at the Grove there in the morning instead of back.
Oh,
around.
Yeah, you could do that.
is that smarter?
Yeah, then we don't have to go back into
Yeah.
the inn or anything like that.
Yeah.
Less likely to be spotted.
Right.
That's what I was thinking, was less likely to be spotted and then our trek to the clearing and the thing will take less time too.
Yeah.
So so then he'll be able to question, Tasha, if we get there and we get Vines to meet us, he'd be able to spend an hour
Tuning.
attuning in the mansion.
Yes.
Excellent, very wise.
Already be, who knows? We don't know if he's arriving. He might already be there and staying and waiting at 9 a.m. He might already be there.
He might. Oh, we could see if he's there and be like, hey, if you're there, why don't you just head off to the to the trees tonight? If we want to, when we send the message. Sorry, this is all in my head.
So why don't we just teleport there now?
Excellent. Airlockus, anything you want to grab? Oh, I was going to ask, is Airlockus got his 3 slots full? Is he attuned for 3 things?
Let me look.
Yeah, that sounded weird. Do you have your 3 slots full?
I knew what she meant.
Is that code?
That is code for would you like this staff of frost?
He does have his 3 full.
Okay. Does Athgarr? Because only people who can cast magic, right, can use the staff?
Athgarr has his 3 full as well.
Okay.
Jeez.
I just wanted to make sure if there was anybody who could use it.
He had his 3 full before getting the amulet. So.
Yeah.
So did I, yeah.
Same.
That's okay, though. I figured I'd check to see if anybody could use the staff, and if not, that's okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm, hang on a second. He rummages through his desk, pulls out a key, walks over, and locks his office door.
Right. Very smart.
Tucks the key into his belt pouch. All right, now I'm ready.
Oh, we're ready? Okay. I don't have the thing for that, but because does this require a circle, or is this just it's quick, right?
Whoever you can see that you want to go with you.
Mm-hmm. Let us come through true. And then I make it so we teleport to right the spot above the trees, north of the trees.
The cherry trees.
Let's see.
18.
All right. You cast the spell, and there is that sort of feeling of compression and movement and decompression, and you find yourself standing in the middle of the cherry grove.
Excellent. Is there anybody around?
No.
Okay. And then Tasha?
I cast Magnificent Mansion.
All right. She performs an interesting sounding tune that you've not heard before, and
What, Pam? You're muted.
Sorry. We should message Vines before the mansion.
well, the door, a glowing doorway goes, and there is
Before
now
we
a glowing doorway in the middle of the cherry grove.
Before we go in, you should message Vines, because I don't think you can do that from the other
No.
plane, right?
You cannot.
Right. So what are we gonna say to Vines tonight? See where he's.
Yeah, we're at the sanctum now, by the cherry orchards, right? If you're already
in the cherry orchard.
in the cherry orchards, if you're already here, let us know and you can meet us. Otherwise, meet us here in the morning. I don't know how many words that was.
Less than 25.
I sent him that message.
I'm about an hour out, but I should be there pretty soon. I'll come straight to the orchard then.
Excellent. All right. So The mansion is.
Well, hold on.
Sorry.
So the glowing doorway beckons, and Athgarr says, "So do we just walk through it?"
Yes. Walk through.
Is it going to glow like this all night?
No.
Doesn't it zip up behind her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I zip it up behind us.
All right. So one by one, you walk into the mansion, and that's where we're going to take our break. So when we come back,
So sassy.
you'll get to hear all about what Tasha's magnificent mansion is like.
Yay! Woo!
So
Mean.
So we'll be back in 15. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back. So, having stepped through the doorway into Tasha's magnificent mansion, Tasha, tell them what they see.
Tell them what they've earned, Chuck.
And I'll add in as we go.
It's behind door number 1.
Well, you see a 3-story building that looks pretty schmancy. On the first floor, there are horse stables.
Which you have just entered.
Yes. There is also a foyer with a nice little fountain, and then to the left there's the dining room, and to the right there's the living room.
So, hold on. Don't tell them the other floors yet.
Okay.
Because they can't see them.
Okay.
So you walk in, and you are in what looks to be a very nice, very clean stable. And
It doesn't even smell.
No. It's never had a horse in it. So.
But even if it does, it'll clear out at the end of the night, and everything will go away.
Let's
Useful.
see. Gwen Lauren, if you would, roll me a perception check. This is something you would be particularly attuned to.
A 2?
A 2? Oh man, that's not good.
24.
Ooh.
As everybody's just sort of looking around quickly, your ears pick up a soft, almost a fluttering sound, but just a sound of movement above. It's like feathers.
Better not be a butterfly.
You hear
No.
that? Is there somebody here?
Do
Well-
you look up?
Yeah, I do. Of course.
You see that at the top of the room there's a slight, about a foot down from the ceiling, there's just like a square frame attached to the ceiling, and there are barn swallows all the way around on the frame.
Ah,
There are birds here?
apparently so.
You keep birds here. How is that possible?
It's magic.
But I thought that nothing could stay in a space like this.
Well, they disappear and come back.
But living birds?
Sure.
I don't understand.
I mean, magical birds.
I mean, yeah, they're magical birds.
Wow. Can I get a magical pet?
Maybe.
I mean, you had to know that was coming.
We'll talk about it.
I have
Okay.
one.
Perhaps
I have-
while you're here, you could befriend one of the swallows.
There you go.
Sure.
That's not what she was hoping for.
Not really.
We'll talk
Looking-
about it.
Okay.
Okay, so then we go through the foyer.
You walk. There's a door at the back of the stables, and you. Let's see. That's the one I want. You walk in, and you immediately see a beautiful 20 by 20 room lit with 4 glowing chandeliers. There are blue and sort of sea green carpets alternating across the room. There is a softly trickling fountain in the center. As you walk in,
Fancy.
you look to the left and the right, and there are large, beautiful armoires standing against the wall. And against the opposite wall, each corner has 2 very nice-looking green couches, and there is a 10-foot diameter stone spiral staircase going up at the back of the room.
Do you want to see the dining room? Oh, sorry.
On either side, there are beautiful arched ceilings, about 10 feet wide, only about 5 feet long, but in between these pairs of arches, there is a lit chandelier hanging. And you can see clearly there is some sort of food area to the left and what looks to be a place to relax to the right.
And this is all for our use.
Yes.
Wow.
Whenever we need it.
This is amazing. This is definitely a step up from the tiny hut. Wow.
Let's go upstairs.
Let's.
So we go up to the 2nd floor.
Hardware, children's wear, ladies' lingerie.
Can I see something in green, please?
Oh, hello, Mr. Tyler. Going
Now.
down.
Alrighty. There's a magical workshop where Zori can work on her spells. There's a practice room where we can beat each other up.
I don't
Or
like
just
that.
beat up Athgarr. There's an alchemical workshop where if we wanted to, we could make potions. There's a workout room. I guess I'm sorry. That's where we beat people up. The practice room is where I can actually practice my music.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, you'll like that, Athgarr.
Yes, so
Yes.
Athgarr, you can practice there too. And we won't beat you up in there.
I think I will spend most of my time there then. So at
And
the
the-
moment, she's just telling you this
Mhm.
because as you come up the stairs, you are in sort of the center of a plus-shaped hallway. And at each end, there is a chandelier hanging from the ceiling and an ornate brass and wood door that is closed. So you imagine that what she's telling you about lies behind said closed
Each
doors.
Door.
And there's also a bathing chamber on this floor.
Ooh.
That's something the
Has-
tiny hut didn't have.
Because we all love baths a lot.
That's a lot. It's exciting.
So the magical workshop has all sorts of materials and components and lots of accoutrements for making spellcasting and magic item creation. And there's actually scrolls and tomes and work tables and pots for ink and quills for writing and scribbling. Zori will love it.
I will
The practice room has every kind of instrument you can think of. So, should you get bored with the guitar, Athgarr, you could try your hand at wind instruments and string instruments and all sorts of things. And there's also an altar to Dressfiend. And there's also ink pots and quills and lots of parchment so that you can work on your stories.
And
You've thought of everything.
And there is also a piano and a pipe organ.
Oh, war. That's crazy.
And soundproof walls.
Yes.
Well, except
And-
for the wall that the door is in, the rest of the walls, outside of them, there is literally nothing. This is an extra
Okay.
dimensional space.
Right. I got you.
Alchemical workshop is for making potions, as I said. So there are stoves and cabinets and chests and forges and bookcases and racks of tools and ingredients, and a square table with some that's made out of polished and stained metal, and 4 chairs marking each side as its own workstation.
I open the door as you're talking about it and look in. And I see what you're talking about. And I shut the door.
And the workout room is where we can practice our archery.
Archery?
Mm-hmm. There are practice bows and crossbows and darts and throwing daggers and axes.
I hurry in to take a look.
There's target dummies, not just Athgarr.
This is amazing. I've never seen such luxury. This is even more beautiful than the palace that
Oh.
Athgarr calls home.
It's certainly more functional,
Yes.
so we can practice all of our, war skills. And then the bathing chamber has 2 magical lanterns hanging on the left and right walls. And there's a cabinet containing hangers and shelves and robes in a variety of colors. And on the far wall, there's a basin of fresh water that's affixed to the wall between 2 large brass bathtubs.
Nice.
And the tubs are empty, but will fill or refill with water at the desired temperature upon being touched and instructed. And on the wall by each tub is a shelf filled with various soaps and shampoos and conditioners, while another shelf is piled high with warm, fluffy towels.
Wow. This is amazing.
I know we're never going to want to leave, really.
Really?
Too bad we have to do things like, kill people. And deal with dragons. You want to go to the 3rd floor?
Yes.
Wait, there's more?
Well, yes, I haven't gotten to the bedrooms yet.
Oh. We don't just have cots here?
No, my dear. No.
Okay.
So on the 3rd floor, as we climb the stairs, there are 3 guest rooms, should we need guests.
And you have 3 guests.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we?
Or will when Fines arrives.
Right? And then there's Gwen Lauren's room, which has a firm queen-sized bed, a sofa, a bed-sized rug, and a cabinet with hangers and shelves and a variety of light, loose robes that would normally be worn at Thunder's Edge.
The whole thing.
This room is yours. Yeah. Just for you.
Oh. Wow. I mean, this room is almost the size of the hut.
Mm-hmm. If you get lonely, you can come stay with me.
Yeah.
It is exactly the size of the hut. It's just square instead of round.
I just never thought we'd have this kind of space to ourselves. I mean, what am I going to do with all this space?
Sleep. Dream. Think.
Train.
Wow. I take off my my bag and just kind of place it in the corner where it looks woefully small in the size of this room. It's like, huh.
And then there's another smaller bathing chamber because, you know, there's so many of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Arabelle's room, which is done up in shades of red and also has a firm queen-size bed and a bed-sized rug and a cabinet filled with hangers and shelves and a variety of thick, warm robes, which would normally be worn in Erma. There's also a variety, a vanity with a basin filled with clean water, combs, brushes, liniments, and makeup. Sitting beside a padded chair with the same color scheme as the rest of the room. At the far end of the room, a picture window looks out onto the city of Erma. As if it was.
That's one thing you forgot to mention is that in Gwen's room, the picture window looks out on the dunes.
Yeah. So you can see a picture of home.
I run and I'm just like looking out. It's just, I'm amazed.
Yep.
You can actually see little puffs of sand as the wind blows across the dunes.
It's not current time, though, I'm guessing.
No.
It's just a...
It's not an actual view of. It's a recreation.
It's just a memory of, yeah.
Yeah.
Still very cool.
You can almost hear the sand.
Oh, yeah. And in your room is an altar to Aurora, so that you can do your morning prayers.
Thank you, Tasha.
And then there's my room, and then there's Athgar's room. You have your own room, Athgarr, and it's in shades of deep blue, with a queen-size bed and a sofa and a rug, and hangers and shelves and all the things, and clothes that you would normally wear at Thunder's Edge. And your picture window looks out to the southern section of Thunder's Edge, as if you were looking from the top of Tremaine's Keep.
Remarkable.
And then Zori's room. There's your room. And you also have your own bed and your rug and a sofa and cabinets and all of the things. And your picture window looks out over the campus of the Tower of Asinor.
Yay! That's exciting. I like it.
Now everyone has a place. So Nuck, why don't you take that guest room?
Really? I'll get. I mean, by myself?
Yes.
Well, it's gonna be weird.
Enjoy it. We can't make it last after this adventure, so
I will enjoy it. Thank you very much.
And sir, take whichever room you like.
Nice.
I've left the window. I'm bouncing on the bed now.
Nice job with all this.
Thank you.
I've seen some really horrible first-time designs. This is not one of them.
I thought a lot about it.
Clearly.
My cot is bouncy.
It's not a cot, it's a bed.
Why does it bounce?
I just have one quick question.
Yes.
Should we be concerned about the crows?
What crows?
You realize that what you took for carvings, on the top of the mirror of every vanity, there is a crow sitting.
Ooh.
Can I keep it?
Yes, it can be your lucky crow.
Well, as long as you're here. Nothing from here that's created in here lasts when it leaves. It just goes
So
to
no.
it, so
We don't have to be concerned about the crows.
okay.
They're just like the barn swallows.
And,
I cast
and-
speaks with animals
and the
and talk to my
eagles.
crow.
and the hawks, right?
Yes, those two.
Do they have a purpose? Are they for us to talk to each other, or?
I think I thought they were going to be carvings.
Well, no. Remember,
Oh.
there are 100 animated
Oh,
servants, and you
that's
decided
right.
these are the forms you wanted them in.
Oh, that's right. So these are our servants. So each room has a servant, and they will get you food and whatever you need.
Wow.
So the birds are our servants.
Mm-hmm. And
Do
there's
they understand us without casting spells?
Yes, they do. We just talk to them.
Can they talk back?
Jeff?
they caw. I mean,
well, I
they
can speak with animals.
these are not
They're-
technically animals,
They're not.
So
Yeah,
so
they're
your
actually,
spell will not work on them.
They're
these
actually
are-
our servants.
These are magical constructs.
Okay.
They're just
These
taking the form of birds because that's what Tasha chose.
Yeah, I
Unseen
forgot.
servants in a
Yep.
different campaign.
Yeah. So they could have been
We
invisible.
talk to
but-
them, they understand us. They just don't
Yes.
talk back.
Correct.
Right. You know, like when you go get your nails done, but the people are from a different country, and you talk to them and they nod and they smile, but that's as far as it goes.
Yes. Because I get my nails done all the time.
Oh, maybe that's just me.
I have to cut my nails super short so I can do my massages without poking people. So
Yep.
I'm still bouncing on the bed.
So
You've never been on a bed before? You have.
I
You
have. I
been on a-
just, but it wasn't mine. I've never had a bed like this that was mine.
Ah. Well,
I've
now you
had
do.
cots. I've had pallets. I've not had whatever this is.
there's a bed in the house, right? In Thunder's Edge for her.
in the
But it
forehome,
ne-
yeah.
But it never really felt like hers.
But she's
not.
well. I don't think she's ever slept in it.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think
Oh,
so.
that could be.
Maybe once.
We're so busy all the time.
Right.
But this is something we'll have all the time that we
Yes.
travel.
Yes, we can take this with us whenever we go. As long as you have me, you have something like this.
Did you
Yeah.
But
have-
we can't leave anything here. Is that right?
Spells. Correct.
That's
I
correct.
would not. Yeah. I would
As
not
I
leave
understand it,
anything here.
anything left goes poof.
Yes. So don't do that. That's why we have the portable hole.
Yes.
Which we probably shouldn't use here, right?
No. Correct. My guess is any type of unstable
Magic.
no, not magic. Plane. Any kind of plane
Within a plane.
Well,
within a plane.
it's the law of extra dimensional spaces. You don't open one inside another one. Things tend to rip, and then things tend to just, disappear into the astral plane forever. So
Unravel.
probably not a good idea.
Yep.
Okay, good to
We
know.
will not know it. We will not use it.
Wow.
Has it been about an hour?
You can carry it in because it's right like a bag of holding. You can't even put in a portable hole. But you can bring it in.
Yeah, as long as you don't open it.
I was gonna say, I think we have.
And you bring the portable hole in, it's fine. Just don't open it.
Okay.
Right.
If
Good
we
to
want to
know.
open it, we go outside.
Yes.
Yes.
Got it.
Has it been about an hour?
Can be.
Well, I don't know how long it was taking.
Yeah, I should go check and see if Vine is here.
I'm done jumping on the bed now.
Can we explore?
Absolutely.
I'll be back.
I go down to the archery room.
And you hear Athgarr right behind you, but he splits off in a different direction.
He goes to the practice room. I am going to go outside and see if Vines is here yet.
I'm gonna look for Zori.
All right. Make a perception check. Tasha.
Oh, I was like, I'm standing right outside my room. I don't know how Arabelle's gonna miss me, but okay.
I run into the practice room where Athgarr is and say, sorry, I just need some parchment and stuff. And so I grab parchment and ink and quills and run back.
Here's the thing. There's no ink. And there's actually no parchment. There's quills and there's holders for ink. But remember, anything that's created by the mansion disappears when you leave. So the assumption was that you would have parchment and you would have ink. You could use the other stuff to manipulate it and write on it. And then it would still be something you could take out with you.
Ah.
Okay, so I ask Athgarr, do you have some parchment and ink I could use?
You see he is seated at... Gwen, you've seen a piano. This looks like someone fed and exercised a piano for about 20 years. It's massive, and there are metal pipes sticking up out of the top of it that disappear through the ceiling of the room. And you hear this incredible sound. It almost sounds like hunting horns, but they're all on a different pitch. And Athgarr is just clearly lost in trying this thing out. He doesn't even hear you.
That's cool. I go up and I pound him on the shoulder and go, do you have parchment? Parchment.
In my bag.
Okay. I go and rifle through his bag until I find what I need.
Okay.
And then I take it back to the archery room.
Okay. Yeah, he's playing the pipe organ because he's heard of them, but he's never seen one. Because they're very rare. So, all right, Arabelle, you see Zorith's kind of just standing at the edge of her room.
I walk up to her. Are you glad you got to see Aloric?
Yes. Yes. I don't know. I feel...
Is it still awkward?
It is awkward, but it's also... I don't want to get his hopes up. So it's kind of like, we're here and we're gone, and we're here and we're gone. And we may die, but we might not. I don't know. I just think, wouldn't it be better not knowing?
Maybe.
I don't know. He looked happy.
He did look happy to see you. It's also always awkward when we're all standing there trying not to stare and listen.
Yeah, it's not the best, but
Sorry
whatever.
for me. Get worse.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out. We're talking about maybe going on an actual evening out when we get back.
That'll be nice. Just the two of you.
Yes, just the two of us.
Not
I
your.
have no idea what we'll talk about. Ooh, maybe his adventure and meeting Brandy. That's exciting.
That's right. We heard. Gwenlauren told us about that.
Yeah, and now I'm going to have to ask him about his exploits. Mr. Fightery person. I don't remember. I mean, Nikki remembers what she said, but fightery type person. Interesting.
Well, you'll have plenty of things to talk about.
Yeah.
And hopefully after whatever is going to happen in the next few days, we'll have maybe a few days to rest.
Yeah, we could.
And not cross the continent multiple times.
Right. Right. At least we have the ability to do so. Otherwise, it would be quite difficult. I'm super grateful.
Just wanted to check on you. I know sometimes it makes you uncomfortable.
It was definitely unexpected, but I know where Athgar's heart is. I think it's funny that he gets myself and Aloric, but he doesn't get. And then I just shrug and I laugh. And then I'm going to say, but someone did say, well, I don't remember if it was you or who was talking about it, but I remember how we were talking about how the dragonkin are an elevated status. And that would definitely make Tremaine have to shut his mouth once we explained how prestigious the dragonkin title actually is.
I was thinking about that, and maybe presenting it in the right way might help elevate Gwen's status, but I don't know if he will care enough. It's still not.
Still her.
Well, yeah, it's still her, and she and
Her
Tremaine
sassiness
have the
and
best ability to converse, but it's also somebody from Thunder's Edge doesn't get Tremaine anything.
I know, but we'll do our best. I mean, they're so cute, and also it's so awful. I just wish they'd, well, who knows? I don't know. Look at these beds, and I turn around and just, because I honestly, I can't, like, Zorith can't say anything because she also is no clue what to do with any of the anythings.
Yeah, at least you recognize there's something there, though.
True.
You're one step further than Athgarr.
That is true. That is true.
All right, Tasha, what did you get for your perception check?
26.
26. You peer through the trees. It's mostly dark now. But you do catch a shadow moving a little ways off.
Hello there.
Tasha, is that you?
Vines, is that you?
It is.
We'll come this way.
At least you picked a spot that smells nice. I do love cherries.
They are lovely.
Oh. I assume you're standing in front of the glowing box.
Yes. This is a new spell I have called Magnificent Mansion. It's where we're staying for the night.
Well, no offense, but doesn't look like much. It's a glowing box.
That's okay. It's it's an extra planar kind of spell.
Sounds mighty complicated.
Yeah, it's a little complicated, but you'll see what I mean.
So,
I
what do we do?
I opened the door and I said, walk through.
Well, it was already open because you came
Oh.
out it.
Yeah, so just walk through the glowing part.
And you're sure it's safe?
Yes.
All right. He walks through.
I walk through and then I close it.
Wow. Mighty nice stables.
Oh, thanks. Follow me. I'm going to take
Okay.
you up to the 3rd floor. That's where your room is.
Wait, they're floors.
Follow me.
And I have a room?
Yes, it's a guest room, but yes, it's yours.
All right.
So we wander up through to the 3rd floor, and I say, this is going to be your guest room.
All right. Arabelle and Zorith, you see Tasha come up the stairs, followed by Vines. And she heads the other direction and takes him down to the one room that hasn't been claimed yet.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity,
Yes.
lots of questions. Out of curiosity, after she takes him, I want to speak to her real quick.
Okay.
All right.
And I say, go ahead and make yourself at home. I'll give you the nickel tour in just a minute, but I'm gonna give you a moment to settle in and take a breath.
All right. Well, thank you. This is very nice.
You're welcome. I decorated it all myself.
You
And,
must like green. All the guest
Who
rooms
does-
are done up in green.
Oh, well, who doesn't like green? And I wander down to Zori.
2 questions.
Yes.
First question, Jeff, the DM, is she going to have to say, I shut the door behind me every time, or is that going to be a expected thing?
I'm gonna take it that it's an expected thing. That
Okay.
you know.
I just wanted to, if not, I will
But
remind her.
She is the only one who can open and close the door.
Right.
So-
No, I got that. I was just saying, if it's going to be like a oops, we left it open on accident kind of thing, I would have reminded her every time.
No. I'm pretty much assuming that, given the magic, that if she gets more than about 15 feet away from it, it will close on its own.
Right.
That's cool.
Unless she has instructed it to remain open.
Right. Okay. Did you check if that's really vines?
No, I didn't check if it's really vines.
And I holler down the hallway. Vines, how did we meet?
He sticks his head out the door.
And I wave.
Zorith? I went from Thunder's Edge up to Romani with you. We fought the gnolls at the watchtower. I was going
Okay.
on home to Greenboro afterwards.
Okay, settle in. Good to see ya.
Oh, good to see you too.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not.
No, you're not crazy. Not about that anyway.
Yeah. Arabelle, did you have anything else to say? I kind of waylaid the conversation when I went, look at the bed.
Well, everybody's up here, so it's okay. We can
Okay.
talk later.
Okay.
I tell you what, life has been pretty good.
Vines walks out of his room and kind of looks around and walks back toward the staircase toward you three. That's a right comfortable bed.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
I'm used to, grass and twigs and needles and things. Pine needles.
I knew what you meant.
And I don't know if you did it on purpose, but I do appreciate the green. And the view. It's very lovely.
What is the view? I forgot.
Some forest. I can't tell exactly which one, but
Oh.
it's nice. It's peaceful.
Good. Well, why don't we all... What time is it?
At this point, it's probably like 8 o'clock
In the morning?
at night.
At night? Oh, okay. Well, then, we should probably go downstairs and eat dinner, huh?
And powwow.
Yes. So,
I wouldn't say no to some food.
Well, head down to the first floor, and you'll see a room that looks like a dining room.
All right.
And I go around and collect everybody.
Okay.
I make introductions as we're walking downstairs.
When you come in, I'm busy shooting arrows into a picture that I've drawn. It is not very well drawn. It's a stick figure with that looks somewhat familiar, and underneath it says park in kind of like crude handwriting, and I've stuck it on the target, and I'm filling it with arrows and having obviously a really good time. Like,
Nice.
I'm enjoying it a lot. There's not much left of its face.
When? Let's go downstairs and eat dinner.
This room is amazing. Look what I did.
It looks great.
I could live in
Gwen
just
met
this room.
Vines.
What?
No. Has Gwen met Vines, or was that pre-Gwen?
We met just a bit ago, right?
No,
I thought we did.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, everyone's here now. So let's go downstairs and eat dinner.
Okay. Let's eat. I've worked up an appetite. I've bounced on beds, and I killed Park like at least 70 times. So it's been a busy evening so far.
Whew, that's a lot. Well, let's go. So we go downstairs to the first floor.
I make introductions for Gwen to everybody that she hasn't met. Heck, I'll probably remake some introductions. Nuck, Gwen, Nuck. Oh, no, okay.
All right. Well, when you get into the dining room, there's a table set for 8. It's very well lit, and around the edges are tables covered in food. There's a table that's just breakfast foods. There's a table that's just dinner meats and breads. And there's a table that's just fruits and vegetables.
And there's pitchers of water and tea and ale.
I make a beeline for the fresh vegetables and fruits.
Okay. There's also a section of the table that's warm, noticeably when you get close to it, and there are cooked vegetables in tureens on that end of that table.
You've thought of everything. This is pretty awesome. And I start filling up my plate with all the breakfast shit.
So we just sit wherever, right?
Yep. Wherever. Grab a plate, fill it with what you want, have a seat.
I like this. You mean we can have whatever we want?
Yes.
Can we go back for seconds?
Yes.
Or not.
Well, I like this place.
that was the idea.
This is remarkable. I was afraid it was going to be uncomfortable. I was afraid it was going to feel odd, but it doesn't. And I do like the eagles.
Yeah, those are our servants.
Huh.
So if you need something, you can just ask one of the birds for it, and they will get it for you.
Wait, does that mean that that's a real crow in my room?
It's a magical crow, but yes.
Oh. Well. It'll be nice to have company.
Yes, that's what I thought.
And as you settle down, you realize you're missing someone.
Athgarr.
Yeah.
I sent Athgarr a message. Oh, can I?
Yeah,
No, I
it's
can't.
within the same plane
Oh,
of
okay.
existence, so yes,
All right.
you can.
Athgarr, come downstairs to dinner.
Oh, right. Okay, yep, I'll be there in 2 minutes.
Reminded of a little kid at bedtime. 5 more minutes, please.
Especially hearing your mom like talk to you through like, something.
Right.
Come to dinner. Oh crap, I'm in trouble.
All right. You all tuck in. Athgarr shows up a few minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
What's our plan, everyone?
All right.
We've got a plan. We've
Well,
talked about the plan.
We probably
You
need to
should-
let the new people know.
You should,
Introduce?
no, give him the amulet.
Oh, yes. Finds. This amulet.
Yes.
We've borrowed this amulet, and it will allow you not to be spied on or scryed on.
Oh, is
But
that
you have
a-
to
is
have
that-
to attune.
Is that a concern?
Someone's been watching us.
Somebody's been watching us. Yes.
And then trying to kill us, so
Oh, well,
I'd say it's a concern.
all right.
So tonight, when you go back upstairs, you just have to spend an hour.
Attuning it to yourself.
Yeah, I've done that before.
How-
My
how many-
my cloak, I had to do that with it, so
Mhm.
I've been through that once before, so
All right.
I can handle doing
I
that.
make introductions of Athgarr to everybody as well.
Athgarr. This is.
Yeah, no, everybody, this is Athgarr.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard about you. Oh, I'm not sure whether to take that as a kindness or something to be concerned about. Oh no, it was all very positive. I've heard the tale of your trip from here to the keep. Oh yeah, that was an interesting few days.
We like to keep you on your toes.
Well, I actually think it was more the Knolls.
The
But-
knoll toes.
But there were definitely some toe keeping on him.
So, we get in. We look like. The plan is we get in. We look like druids. Merchant druids. Right?
Yes.
And we need to somehow find stealthily where he stays at night.
Where who stays at night? Sorry, I feel like I'm missing something.
Oh, yeah. And then I just kind of motion to Tasha and let her fill everybody in.
Well, we're going to try to start a revolution at Strafsoman's End.
Yep, I knew that much.
So
That was what Captain Warbender said.
the first bit of business will be to kill off my father,
Uncle, right?
uncle, father,
No.
whatever. No what?
Oh, is
Father.
it her father
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
adopted father? Right.
Well,
I thought
she
that
doesn't
was
really know.
He claims to be my father.
Zagran?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the other guy. claiming
No.
it.
Yasef is Zagran's father.
Okay, I thought that's who was claiming.
Oh,
Tasha.
no.
Yeah, Yasef. I'm very confused, but Zagran, who's supposed to be her
Yeah.
father.
So the first bit of business will be to kill off Zagran, and then Yasef, and then we'll just clean house and see about freeing people without burning up the whole town.
There also might be a tiefling there who wants to kill us really badly.
Right, Park.
I've got a picture of her upstairs.
I don't think I realized that Park might be involved in this.
She might be. She was it the second time they attacked us?
She was part of one of the groups that attacked us.
Yeah. They keep trying to kill us. Well, they keep trying to kill everybody but me and kidnap me.
For what purpose? I mean, why do they want you back so badly they're willing to kill everybody else?
I don't think he likes the idea that I escaped. I don't think he likes the idea that I'm happy. And I certainly don't think he likes the idea that I've actually made a name for myself.
Right. So we put a sword through his head, and
Yes.
then we move on to the other guy.
Yes.
I can do
exactly
that.
So. All right. And hopefully we can free all of the slaves and
We're trying to minimize,
without killing too many slaves. I'd like to not kill any, but you never know.
Yeah, well, let's hope it's just that easy, Nook. Because, Athgarr, you probably know this. One of the great historians come out of the Edge used to say, no plan survives the first encounter.
True,
Oh,
but
yes, that is very true.
That's why the plan is kind of loose.
Yeah.
We have objectives. We want to accomplish those objectives.
I explained to Aralakis about Park specifically. What level demonology witch she is, and
okay, this is the one that tried to implicate Krosk. This is the one
yes,
that was responsible for the Grove.
yes. So that's why I brought you the big gun.
Huh. Well, I'll be happy to fry her face off.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
You just point her out and leave her to me.
You'll
All
know.
right.
Well, yeah, and she also can wear the face of many others, so. But I'm sure she will want us to see her face while she strikes us down, so. We'll see.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
There's
So-
one other thing we should probably warn them all about,
What?
especially Vines, that we will be making the trip on the back of a dragon.
True.
Yes.
A copper.
I'm sorry.
good dragon.
What?
Good dragon.
I'm gonna ride a dragon.
Have you heard the song
Oh, of course.
Tasha wrote the song.
Yeah, I knew that.
It's true.
I hoped that. But you're telling me that not only is it true, but you got one of them to agree to transport all of us.
Yes.
Who are you people?
We're the 4 plus.
Plus Athgarr.
It's more of a branding name, not a number.
Or is an idea. A tribute. A tribute. That's what the 4 is.
Really, it's just the 4. The plus is honorary.
No.
Shut up, Athgarr.
You've proven yourself pretty well, Athgarr. Even if you did get killed the one time. Sorry.
I wish to note for the record that I did not bring this up.
It's true. It's my fault.
You know,
I'm sorry.
We are also trying to keep death to a minimum. Can't promise anything, but we're gonna definitely try.
Well, no. I mean, that's the whole thing about going into battle, is you never know. You just go in and you do the best that you can do, and you hope that you make it out.
That's
oh my
true.
gosh. If anything happens to her, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm just saying in my own personal. She's too sweet.
and bloodthirsty. That's the part I really appreciate.
Right? So fun.
So how long is it going to take us to get from here to where we're meeting the dragon?
Not long.
Yeah, we're meeting on the island, so
You're
Tomorrow.
on the island.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We're meeting here.
Down a little bit.
All
So-
right.
Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So tonight we eat, we rest up, and tomorrow we do the thing.
Does anybody have a feast?
Does anybody have a feast?
Yeah. Heroes feast. I know we're eating,
The buff.
right? It's a buff. It's cleric and a druid, and it's a 6th level spell. So I was just curious.
I am able to provide that, but I don't think there's room in here.
Maybe
to
in the
do
morning.
that.
Yeah, in the morning.
Certainly.
How much space do you need?
Well, more than's in this room. This room's packed pretty tight, but I suppose I could do it out in the room with the staircase.
Oh, okay, in the foyer.
The morning's probably better if we're gonna try and
Yeah.
go in at night anyway.
Yeah.
Wear off
Totally.
by tomorrow.
It's something I've heard of mentioned in before battles, is this feast that gives you some good powers to help withstand certain things.
That's very true. It's there's a reason it's called a hero's feast. It helps people behave heroically. My commander asked that I pray for that particular spell, and we use it before we send out small elite squads, just to give him a helping hand.
Thanks, Vines. That'll be very useful.
Happy to help.
I just tuck into my food. And don't forget to attune to that tonight. And I don't have anything else. Does anybody else?
I think
have
I've eaten
anything?
all I can.
All right.
I'm going to maybe take this opportunity to bathe and put on fresh clothes so that we can maybe launder the ones we have. And if I may go and still do a little more stretching and so forth in the exercise room before I call it a night, just to make sure I'm ready for tomorrow.
Give my laundry to the birds and let them Disney princess it up.
They can
I
do
mean, how else are they gonna do it?
I didn't even think of that. Oh, that's funny.
that. Mhm.
Arabelle's a little Disney princess, like.
Yeah.
Little,
Tasha's not.
little happy working song style laundry, you know.
Except they're not cockroaches,
Yeah,
but sure.
birds are better
Or
than
rats. Yes.
and rats. Yeah.
What's the
And
way you work?
pigeons.
It's funny.
Yep. All right. So you take the rest of the evening to do whatever you like.
I will be in my room in case anyone needs me.
Airlockus
And then-
announces that he's gonna go poke around the wizard room and the alchemy lab just to sort of take a peek.
Do you need anything, sir?
Just
Okay.
just kind of curious what's there and figure give it an eye, maybe make a couple suggestions if I see anything that should be there that isn't.
Right.
When I'm done with my exercise, my stretch, I'm just going to tiptoe into the music room.
Okay.
I'm sure Athgar's there. He
Actually,
undoubtedly
he's not.
he's not.
But Tasha is.
Well, then I will try to find a cozy place to sit where I won't be noticed and just kind of let myself fade into the background so that if you don't look directly at me, you wouldn't even know I'm there.
Well, there's really no background to fade into in this room. It's very brightly lit.
Mm-hmm.
There is a large, like 6-foot diameter round table in the middle of the room, and there are 6 comfy-looking chairs placed around it. So you can definitely sit in one of those.
Is there any furniture up against the walls?
No. Well,
Then
there
I'm just going to
there is
lean
one,
against.
but it's sitting behind a harp, like a floor harp.
Mm-hmm.
It's clearly where whoever is going to play the harp would sit.
I'm just going to find a place against the wall where I can just kind of lean.
Okay.
And again, as long as I'm not moving, I'm pretty much completely camouflaged.
Okay.
And I'm just going to listen to the music.
Yeah. I'm just practicing. Playing silly songs that I haven't played for a while.
Yeah.
I play some of the music that I learned from the Travelers.
I think that is. I will be by myself. Yeah, I'm not gonna do any stone talking. We already saw him.
You wouldn't be able to.
That is correct. I don't even try it and have it fizzle. We already saw each other for the day, and it was awkward and weird, and I'm done.
When isn't it?
Oh, jeez.
I try. I'm awkward and weird. It just doesn't work. So I just lay down. Not how when you're in summer camp or something like that, you just lay down and leave your door open and just
Yep.
let the other campers come in and be like, hey, what are you doing? Corral camp.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Arabelle?
Arabelle goes to her room.
Okay.
Very well.
Zorith, as you're laying there, you hear a couple doors close. And faint, so you figure it's probably folks at the other end of the hall.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave my door open. I'm gonna sleep with it open all night.
All right.
In case anybody needs anything.
Make a perception check.
Ooh, gracious. Okay. Ooh, not very good. Not very good. My perception is for squiddly squat. Oh, it's not horrible. 12.
Okay. Yeah, after you hear the doors close, you don't hear anything else for a little bit.
Dang. I hate having bad perception or bad rolls.
You've had some pretty amazing ones lately, though, so.
Oh, that's
That's
true.
true.
And I actually just took apart my die and put it back together, and that wasn't the problem, but it's so much fun to play with.
It is. It's like a fidget toy and a die at the same time.
Yep.
It is. It's amazing. Thanks, Arabelle. Buck. Now if I can get it open again. Okay, sorry, I digress.
All right. So, Tasha and Gwen, I think you're the only two left out in the mansion proper. So,
Well, I finish a song and I stand up and stretch. And I say, I'm going to bed. You should probably do the same.
Didn't know you knew I was here.
Of course I know.
Okay. So I tiptoe down the hallway to my room,
okay.
where I look at the bed, which is now all messed up because I jumped on it for so long.
Make a perception check.
Wait. Oh, 17.
As you get to your door, you hear very softly the sound of someone playing a lute.
Can I tell where it's coming from?
Across the hall.
I tiptoe over and knock lightly on the door.
The playing stops. Come in.
I stick my head in and say, aren't you going to bed?
Soon. I was practicing.
I thought I would have found you in the music room this evening.
If I went back down there, I wouldn't sleep. I could play
Understood.
that instrument for days.
Well, I think you'll have other opportunities. Are you nervous about tomorrow?
No more so than normal. We're going in not as ourselves, so that worry's taken care of. And we'll see what happens. imagine that to a certain extent it's going to be a city like some of the others we've been to. Certainly there will be some things that are similar,
I'm sure.
and we'll simply have to acclimate to whatever is not similar.
This is true.
I'm going to be doing a lot of listening and very little talking.
Well, I've never been to a city that is as focused on slavery as this city is.
No.
I'm sure there'll be lots that we will learn from this experience.
That's the only part that I am concerned about.
How so?
I don't know if I can take seeing people in chains. I've read about
keep in
it.
mind that we are there to end that situation.
Yes.
I'm sure it will be hard to see, but it would be harder knowing that it continued because we didn't do anything.
Oh, absolutely. I'm attempting to gird my heart against the hurt I'm sure it's going to feel tomorrow.
Well, I'll leave you to it then. Good night, Athgarr.
Sleep well.
I will do my best. And I leave the door cracked open just a little.
Okay.
And I head across the hall. And I leave my door cracked just a little.
All right. And with that, unless there's anything else you'd like to do, we'll call it a night. And everyone gets a lovely long rest.
Yay.
Much needed.
Take
Yep.
long rest and confirm. I need to watch a fight. I need to watch a fight
Watch a fight.
from one of our. Yeah, I need to watch a fight because I found in my notes where we first kind of learn about her, where we learn all of the things about her, but I need to go back and like figure out our first fight and see what she's immune to.
Park?
Yeah, and then we fought her again and she was immune to something new. So I'm gonna have to watch that episode again. But
Okay.
good episodes.
Right?
I wrote it down. I just can't find it right now.
You were instructed that the wall sconces that hold basically magical lights and the picture windows can all be dimmed simply by touching them and thinking about them dimming. And the picture windows can go very dim but not completely out. The wall sconces can just be turned off. If you just touch them and think extinguish, they go out.
Nice.
So,
Lovely. We'll probably do that every night before bed.
it is a pleasant night's rest, but it's a little strange waking up in that there's no sun. All of the light is controlled by the occupant of the room.
Can we indicate that the windows should light up at a particular time?
No.
Okay.
Very smart asking.
Yep.
I need a
T-Rex.
timer on my window.
Right. There's a T-Rex in my notes. When Lauren casting Pass Without a Trace. There's all sorts of crazy things in my notes.
Can we start the morning?
Yeah.
Can we get up?
Absolutely.
Then I get up and I dress in my crow returned clothing and notice that it's in very good shape. It seems somehow fresher than when we just used prestidigitation.
Right.
And I head down for breakfast.
I wake up and I put on my clothes and I put a comb through my hair and wash my face and go downstairs for breakfast.
When they make their appearance, Aerolacus is dressed in not shabby but plain clothing. Nuck comes down. It's clear that she's got her armor on and she's got her weapons, but she's also got a kind of an oversized hooded brown robe that is covering everything.
Cool.
And Vines comes down looking like Vines, but he looks pretty unassuming to begin with.
Right. I am not wearing my uniform.
Right.
I'm wearing my adventurer clothes, which were kind of, nondescript.
Athgarr comes down. This is the most dressed down you've ever seen Athgarr. He looks like a miller going to temple.
Okay.
Serviceable but worn-looking boots, pants and a shirt, and kind of a loose-fitting vest and a hooded cloak.
Where did you even get these clothes?
Oh, that's actually for a particular story that I tell when I do this particular performance. I'm supposed to be sort of a common man, someone who, works with their hands, and this is the costume.
Ah, so this is your Sluminate costume. Good to know.
No, I wouldn't put it that way. He's very noble, if common, and he does a good job.
I think it's a very appropriate outfit. Thank you.
It actually looks rather nice.
It's very comfortable, I will say that.
Yes, indeed.
Hard work requires comfortable clothes.
I get up and head downstairs, and I'm just dressed in plain clothes.
So Vines actually decides to use the room across from the kitchen, because there's actually some open space and there's also a table in there with chairs. And as soon as everyone arrives, he begins sort of walking and chanting, moving in sort of a strange rhythmic circular pattern until he stops and turns and just gestures with his hands. And at the back of the room, you see this gorgeous banquet table appear, covered in glowing food. Well, there you go. Now, this isn't going to be quick, because for the full effects of the spell to work, you have to consume for an hour. So eat slowly.
All right. I take food and I begin to eat slowly.
Okay.
I load up on fruit and grab a few pastries and some protein, some bacon, some ham.
It all looks good. It's just a little disconcerting that it's all softly glowing.
Sure, but
But it tastes great.
it tastes good. A couple eggs,
Right.
something that'll stick with me for a long day.
Some breakfast potatoes.
Potatoes.
When we get to town, or just before we get to the end, are we going to use seeming to
Yes.
guys? Okay.
Yeah, even though everybody's dressed,
I'm not going to
Efficiently.
armor. Yeah.
even though everybody's dressed efficiently, we'll still need to be in seeming.
Yeah, I mean, we need our weapons, we need our armor, we need...
Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Everyone has their amulets, correct?
Yes, and I did attune to mine before I went to sleep.
Very good.
Excellent.
All right. After an hour, you all experience this sort of rush of energy and strength. As of this moment, for the next 24 hours, if you had any disease or were poisoned, you have been cured of those. You are immune to poison. You are immune to fear. You have advantage on any and all wisdom saving throws.
Let me see. Is there a way to put it in the thing that's like a buff? Can like, did they make that add active condition?
I don't know.
I know.
Conditions will... You put that you are those things.
Yeah, I see that. What about defenses? Customize. Choose an option. Oh, you can actually. You said we're immune.
Yes.
Oh yeah, immune to.
Where are
Frightened?
you seeing this?
I went into defenses right next to conditions.
I don't even know
And
where you're seeing that.
Yeah.
It's next to armor class on your character sheet.
Armor
Just
class on
remember
your-
which ones
Oh, right.
out later. Yeah.
Oh wait, did I just take one out that I shouldn't have?
No, I just meant you'd have to take them back out because that's your permanent.
Right.
Right.
I think I might have taken something out.
As an elf, you're immune to charm. So if you took that out, maybe.
Okay, maybe.
I
Oh, I
think-
don't know how to.
So you said we're resistant or immune
Immune.
to poison?
You are immune to poison. You are immune to fear.
I don't think that's one of the immunities.
Frightened, and poisoned.
Oh, it goes further down. Okay.
And then,
You have advantage on all wisdom saving throws from now until the spell ends.
I don't know if there's a way to.
and no, there isn't. I don't think.
Sorry, Nick. I misspoke. We're not immune to charm. We have advantage on the save against it. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's over in the saving throws.
Yeah. Sorry.
Question: what are wisdom? Which kind are wisdom ones?
Wisdom.
hexes and magic stuff?
Well, pretty much. Let's anything that's, usually anything that's mind affecting.
Perception, survival, medicine, insight, and animal handling. Those are all wisdom ones.
Right. Those are skills though. These are for wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
And on your character sheet in the hit points box where it says temp, click that and put in the number 14.
All
right, where's
hit points is the top right.
Yep.
Of your...
Yep.
Okay, in temp?
Yeah, just click where those two dashes are and put in the number 14. You have 14 temporary hit points. Any damage you take comes off those first.
Boom. That's pretty good, thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's 2d10. I rolled 2 8s. So...
Not bad.
Or, yeah, sorry, that should be 16, not 14.
Oh.
I can math.
Math it is. Nice.
What is the inspiration area for?
If you have an inspiration, it will show like a little sunrise icon in there.
But like what would count as that?
You get to use the inspiration whenever you wish. It gives you advantage on a single roll.
Oh.
Jeff will tell you if you get one.
Oh. Okay.
And they don't expire until you use it.
Right.
I see.
Yeah. Defenses against frighten and poison. Boy, I'm glad I asked about Heroes Feast.
Yeah, well done.
Yep.
24 hours.
24 hours.
You get two more hit die.
You get 16 temporary hit points. So just click beneath where it says temp in the hit point box and put in 16.
Lovely.
I think we just did that.
I'm sorry.
There we go. That's excellent.
Okay.
Woot.
Woot.
All right. So let's see.
You can customize your wisdom saving throw. I'm really surprised that it doesn't allow you to have advantage as one of the customizations. That's interesting.
Saving throw override.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Magic bonus, miscellaneous bonus, and proficiency level. Yeah, you're right. I'm glad that those things are there. I just don't know how any of this would work.
Right.
Oh, don't click on them. It will roll your dice for you.
Yeah,
okay, I got a 19.
I also did that. I got a 10.
I got a 19. What? That's funny. Oh, gosh.
All right. Going through and setting up all the immunities here.
For everybody.
Yep. Because I have a few extra people to take care of, so. All right.
Correct.
Everybody's set. So.
Yes.
Over to you.
Time to go.
Yep. What time is it?
We're meeting her at 11.
Yep.
So
Her?
Him, right?
Him.
Him.
Seolreossa is a guy. Yeah.
Depending on how early we got up, that took an hour.
Yeah. So what time is it?
If you have other things you'd like to do before you leave, we can do that. Otherwise, we can just say it's time to go.
Okay, let's just do that.
All right.
It's time to go.
It's time.
Anybody? Well, I mean, any other buff spell would be. I mean, not We don't wanna do them
Probably,
yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them don't last anywhere near that long.
No, 24 hours is amazing.
Yeah, well, it's
it
a
takes,
6th level spell.
and it takes one. Yeah,
It takes
it's
an,
amazing.
an hour to, to get the effects, so it's not
to
a
get the
quick spell.
benefit.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Everybody exits the mansion. Tasha, as you leave, you know that you can simply mentally command it to dissipate, and it will simply fold in on itself.
So I do that.
Okay. All right. You are standing in the cherry grove.
Okay. Let's go meet Seolreossa.
Seolreossa.
Let's go CC.
But we can see.
Copper dude.
All right. It doesn't take very long, about 25 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive and you see what appears to be a wood elf kind of kicked back against a tree.
I take a deep bow and I say, "You must be Seolreossa."
Oh, don't remember me, huh? Well, we met. Of course, that was in a cavern. I didn't look like this.
Yes, you did not.
No, I didn't. I hang on. And he just kind of goes, woof.
Oh my god.
Does he bamf out? Bamf,
Oh, yeah.
Bamf, bamf.
There. Do I look more familiar now?
You do. You do look more familiar.
Do we have to pick Nuck up from the floor?
Well, she took several steps back, kind of bumped into Vines, who kind of grabs her by the shoulders and is just kind of holding her up.
Thanks, Vines.
No problem. Understand what
Seal-
she's feeling.
Seolreossa, let me introduce to you Nuck and Vines and Aerolacus and Athgarr.
Well, hello everybody. Nice to make your acquaintance. Aerolacus, I've heard about you.
Good things, I'm sure.
Well, Gago's talked a little bit about you. Really? Okay. That's all right. I think she just finds it amusing. She always did feel that human magic was an incompletely defined process. Really?
Yikes.
Okay. I'm gonna pack that away for later.
Yes.
Oh,
Good plan.
right. You probably want to go.
Well,
Yes.
eventually, I did want to remind, eventually within the next, I did want to remind you that we are trying to do it in stealth. And you're not, and I kind of make it not so, just awkwardly, you're not allowed to kind of fly over the city and acid things.
I
don't know
know.
if
I know.
but she
Gago
told
told
us-
me.
Yeah, and I just want to remind you because we'll be in trouble with her and we don't want that.
But
well,
if you
more
get
importantly,
if you
you'll be in trouble.
if you get in trouble, of course, feel free to, send me a message because I could come in.
That's actually really helpful to know. Thank
If
you.
we need an exit strategy, we'll let you know.
Okay. Well, it's been a little while since I've had people
Riders.
on my back, so if I remember right, the easiest thing to do is just sort of I'll kneel down and kind of help lift each of you up onto my shoulder, and then seat yourself in between the spikes.
In between the spikes. Okay.
Yeah. And then hold on really tight.
Right.
Gee,
Is it possible for you to make us invisible?
Is it possible for you to make yourself invisible while carrying us?
Nope.
So we're gonna have to come in away from the city. Can you skim low over the water?
Oh yeah, I can fly as close to the water as you want.
We're gonna have to come away from the city a little bit and slow in, because we don't want them to see you
Or us?
or us. We're trying to go stealthy.
And if I can ask, thought about this overnight, which side of the city are we coming in on?
Oh, you actually have been there?
Once.
Is there a preference for what
Tasha
you
would
think?
know which side would be better.
And which side might be closest to where
Well,
what's his face is?
It's not
backed
really
up?
a matter of which side is better, and none of this group knows where Zagran's lady's house is.
Right.
That's, not anybody that Tasha would have known at that time.
Right.
Well, the question is, do you want to come in directly into the Paddock, or do you want to skirt Strafsoman and come in the middle of the city? Because if you come in from the west, you can simply enter the Paddock. If you come in from the east, you have to go around the southern edge of the city until you get past Strafsoman, and then you can enter the Paddock.
Let's go in from the Paddock.
So, west.
Yes.
So, we'll be coming from the forest.
Greenboro, right?
We need to be able to... No, from the forest. Greenboro...
Oh,
Greenboro,
northwest.
Greenboro is where they train the rangers. The forest is where the Enclave is.
Okay.
And so we should probably decide why we're traveling east.
Oh, I see. So if we come in from the east, then we can say we're heading towards the west.
Yeah. If we come in from the east, then we could simply say we're on a pilgrimage to the Grove.
Let's do that.
All right, it's gonna put us in view of the powers that be sooner.
That's okay.
Unless we're invisible.
Or, I mean,
We can't be invisible.
if we
Well, Tasha
do,
and Gwenlauren can cast it.
if we do seeming,
Right, which
then
we
we'll
were
just
gonna
look
do.
like nondescript druids.
Yeah.
Flying in on a dragon.
Well, that's why I said we're gonna have to take some of it. We've got the whole day to figure out where we're gonna have to go, so we're gonna have to get there somehow, right? We're
Well,
gonna have
didn't
to
we
walk a
decide
little bit.
that if I cast invisibility on the dragon, then we would also be invisible as something it's carrying?
Is that possible?
I thought that's what we decided.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's do that then.
Greater, I can't remember what invisibility.
Time
was.
out, time out.
What?
Can the dragon be far enough away and bring us down in 1 minute? Because that's how long that one lasts, right?
Not
greater
invis-
invisibility.
But I don't need to use greater invisibility.
Ah, okay. I misunderstood that.
can
I thought that
just
was our
cast
only option.
invisibility.
No.
Got it. Excellent.
So how long does regular invisibility last?
Let's see.
An hour.
It lasts 1 hour.
Enough time.
Sure. So I can put you
Get
down.
from here to there, right? in an
I
hour.
can put you down. Easily. But you could always cast it in mid-flight, and I can put you down relatively close as long as they can't see us.
Well, I think it might be better to not have a dragon taking off with people on its back from here, even just in case they happen to have spies here that could get a word back.
At the sanctum?
Yes. If this is the closest place, I would want to have spies here, keeping an eye on things.
I don't know enough about the Faelefiri Sanctum. Is that something that could even possibly happen, Arabelle?
I mean,
It's possible, I guess, huh?
probably possible. I don't know.
If it's not likely, but it is possible.
Got it.
I would be, more concerned about them seeing us from Mount's Watch than spies at the Sanctum. Not really spies, but just Mount's Watch seeing us from the tower and setting up an alarm all over before they
Right.
realize it's a metallic. So.
Well, I can definitely
Right.
get you there in less than an hour. That
Let's do
won't be a
that.
problem.
Right. And we want to be seen walking, up. We don't want to just appear at the door. So
Right.
Surprise!
Right.
Excellent.
All right. Well, let's get you all up on my back, and hopefully I won't have to grab anybody because they fell off. It's not much of a problem for me, but it's usually pretty traumatic for the person falling, if I remember right.
Understandable.
that's
Hold
fun.
on.
How big are
really
the
tight.
spikes? Are they like real big? Like we
Yeah.
can't get our arms around them? Oh.
Yeah, you won't be able to touch your hands around.
Oh.
And
You'll
we
be able,
won't.
you'll be able
be
to
able
get like 3/4 of the way around, but
And once Gwen casts invisibility, we won't be able to see what we're holding on to.
correct.
So
Oh,
that's
get
why we need
comfy
to
now.
get comfy and get a good hold.
All right.
But don't worry, if one of us falls, we'll become visible, and then someone will know.
That's true. And you just won't know when or if you'll be rescued.
Well, we will be
Because you're
flying.
grabbed in
We
midair.
will be flying over water most of the way as well. So
That
I'll hear the
helps.
splash.
yes,
I mean, from a far distance, that's
but we're not going from a far distance. We're going to be flying about 10 feet above the surface of the water.
Ooh, it's gonna be
Enough
wet.
not to make a wave.
Okay, 20 feet.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and not make us all sprinkly wet with dew.
Okay.
All right,
Whoa, just
Sorry.
25 feet.
I'll get on.
Okay.
I get on behind Tasha.
All right.
Reach in between.
Basically, he stands on his back legs and his right leg and uses his front left leg. He puts his palm, like turns it claws up and lets you step in, and then sort of lifts it up to his shoulder
so cute.
and lets you
Elevator.
clamber on, and he does that for everyone.
I'm sorry, you can go as low as you want, because if we get wet, we can totally prestidigitation ourselves once we're there.
But if we're wet, we could fall off because it's slippery.
Ah, good point.
True.
And someone could see
Oh.
the water moving is what I was worried about, not us getting wet.
Okay,
Oh.
30 feet.
Okay.
We'll
Thank
try
you for-
30 feet.
Thank you for being accommodating.
Oh,
We've never done this before.
Oh, I haven't done this in a very long time, so
So is there a way to tuck our feet under scales or hold on to scales to keep from falling? I'm trying to figure out what we're grabbing a hold of.
You're grabbing a hold of the spikes
Spike.
along his back.
Okay, the spikes.
Yeah, you're basically imagine that there are spikes sticking up along his back, kind of like a stegosaurus.
Okay.
And so,
So-
we're
and
sitting
you're
like a
sitting
pommel
in-
of a.
Yeah, you're sitting in between the spikes, all along his back.
Okay. So leaning
fun.
back against one and gripping onto the one in front.
No, leaning against the one in front so you can get your arms as far around it as possible.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Is everybody on?
Oh,
Yep.
I come. Yeah, I come up. I didn't know how to. Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody comes up.
And we've got Vines and Aerolacus and Athgarr and
Nuck.
Nuck.
That's the 3, and then everybody.
Aerolacus is the only one of those 4 that doesn't look perturbed. He looks excited.
I mean, it is kind of exciting.
This was a childhood dream.
Me too.
All right. If everyone is seated, I will cast invisibility. And I do.
And you see in sort of a swooping up motion, the dragon vanishes. You can't see the dragon, you can't see each other, you can't see the spike that you're clinging to. But you hear him say, "Wow, this is gonna be different. Okay, here we go!" And you feel the dragon's body crouch down, and then you are flung back against the spike as the dragon literally leaps into the air, and then the wings catch. And you have this sort of like a wave motion almost. And the wind starts blowing past you very quickly. If you are brave enough to chance a glimpse down below, you see the waves rushing past you.
This is amazing.
And
Athgarr, how you doing?
you do hear from a ways back,
Wow.
This may top a god teaching Gwynlauren to swim.
It's up there. I'm not going to say it's better, but it's up there.
Was that Aerolacus?
No, that was Nook.
That was Nuck.
Yeah.
Oh, poor baby.
I'm hoping that Athgarr isn't leaning over the side, hurling. Motion sickness.
Good question.
Oh boy.
Don't puke on the dragon.
Oh no. He rolled a 17.
Oh,
Excellent.
thank goodness.
So he's fine.
Too scared to be sick.
Maybe. You pass over a couple fishing boats that are out on the water, and they literally go by like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they don't take any notice of us?
You're invisible.
Well, I know. I just didn't know if they could hear or sense anything.
That big gust of wind. We're not going close enough to them. Got
Nope.
it.
Nope. And I need everybody to make me a a strength saving throw.
How close are we to each other around the spikes?
Probably about 4 feet.
Okay. We didn't say what order we were in,
No.
but I was thinking it would be Dex, but I would have positioned myself between Nook and Vines,
Okay.
and they will each get +5 to their saving throw because
Okay.
they're within 10 feet of me.
You can
Well, if it's 4, maybe I don't know if other people would be then, but
you can
it's
make
10
this an athletics check. We'll do
Alright.
that instead of a saving throw.
oh well, then never mind because it's
Okay.
only saving throws that the bonus applies to. Saving.
27.
What did we say it was? Athletics?
Yes.
Ooh, 16.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit the water.
Oh no.
Like the saving throw would have been a million times better.
What did you
Nope,
get?
4. 4.
4. Yeah. You lose your grip on the spike at one point.
Now, can I make a dex saving throw to not fall off?
Sure.
Natural 20.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
27.
You lose your grip on the spike and you
Arabelle swears.
lean back and you start to slide. And you manage to sort of reach behind you and grab the spike behind you and brace yourself and get your foot down and sort of push back up. It's scary.
Arabelle yelps, swears. I'm good. I'm good. Kind of. That's bad. That was really bad.
They pass it along. Arabelle's fine. Pass it along.
I was going to say, I mean, you wouldn't know.
Arabelle
Right.
says he's fine. Pass it along.
I pass it along.
So the rest of the trip is relatively uneventful. You see the coast come into view, dotted with trees. Let me go ahead and get my map back up here so I can see. And you feel Seolreossa start to angle down. And you see the ground coming up what seems to you to be dangerously fast. And then once again you are sort of thrown, but this time you're pressed into the spike as the dragon back wings and settles down to the ground, and then just sort of you feel the front paws down on the ground and everything has stopped moving.
Okay, we're here.
I slide off the dragon's back.
Okay.
Me too.
All
I
right.
take a minute and then I slide off.
And when we hit the ground, I assume we become visible,
Yes.
but he remains invisible.
Yeah, for about another 5 minutes or so.
Yeah. Which is probably just enough time to get him out of sight.
Great.
So
Thank you.
thank you.
No problem. I'll head up into the mountains. I'll try to be relatively close. So if you get in trouble, send me a message. And if you need me to come in and melt things, all you need to do is send the word acid.
Will do. You have our gratitude.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you feel, rather than see, an immense breeze as the wings flap and you hear the sound fade off to the north.
And
You find
See?
yourselves in a forest. You can see there's a clearing probably about 50 yards in front of you. It clears somewhat, and likely that's where the road is.
mhm.
Where's
Okay.
the
Stay here.
forest?
What'd you say, Pam?
Where's the forest?
It's a relatively small grove of trees.
Okay. I was thinking the forest was on the other side, so I was.
Well, around the edge of the water, there's several hundred yards that have some trees. And
Gotcha. Okay.
What level is seeming for you? Is seeming the same for everybody? It probably is,
This
isn't it?
level spell, isn't it?
yeah, I think it's the same for everyone.
Level. Yeah.
How many slots do you have?
2.
Okay, I also do. So, do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
It's up to you. If you want to do it, go ahead.
What are the other 5th level spells that you two might need?
Teleportation circle.
Let's have Tasha start.
I
What are the
can. I remember I can do teleportation circle as well.
Okay.
Okay.
That's true.
I don't know as many locations as Zorith, but I can at least get us to somewhere safe.
Okay. Well, it does take 1 minute, so that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Let's get that going.
I will.
Or somebody
cast.
comes on the road.
Right. I'm actually gonna have her cast seeming. Sorry, Tasha. Okay.
All right.
And everyone looks like nondescript druids.
Would a band of druids just hang out together?
Oh,
Why wouldn't they?
Of course they would, especially if they're on pilgrimage.
Oh, okay.
Is that a common occurrence?
That was a question.
Pilgrimage.
Of Nikki, but-
Pilgrimage to the grove, absolutely. Once you're there, you tend to leave on your own, but getting there, it's not all uncommon for groups to travel together. Petitioners, people requesting to join the circle,
This time of year?
any time of year.
Very good.
Whenever there's a group ready to make the journey and ready to present themselves.
Very good. So, have you cast?
Yes, I cast it. We
Okay.
all look like druids.
Lovely. I guess we
And-
start down the
and-
road.
Yep.
Both Aralakis and Nuck would have requested to look as the same species that they are.
And they are.
Nuck basically says, how else are you going to explain how I talk? So,
Then half orcs don't raise concern. As a druid?
no, of course not. If they're...
Sorry, that's a Nikki question.
Oh, okay.
My
No,
mistake. I would
sorry.
never ask that in front of her.
no. No, as far as you know, I mean, there are people who are racist against half-orcs the same way they're racist against dragonkin and tieflings.
Okay.
But institutionally, there's really not an issue at this point.
Okay. Good. All right.
And you imagine, especially not with druids, who are, all about if it's natural, if nature allows it, then hey, it's fantastic.
Right on. Okay, then I make everybody what they want to be, or she missed.
Right.
Sorry, I forgot it wasn't me.
Right. You spot immediately as you emerge from the woods the road, and you see there are to the left, further closer to the city, you can see a couple wagons. As you look the other direction, you don't see anybody else on the road. So
We head in.
Yep.
Head west, young man.
all right.
If we can kind of follow the wagons to look sort of like we're part of
Are
the
they-
group.
Are they too far away?
You would have to run to catch up with them.
Oh, never mind.
But it takes you about 45 minutes before you crest a low hill and you see this wood-walled compound of some kind. As you get closer, you can see the wall's not especially well built, and it definitely is in need of some repair. You can see that there's what appears to be dried feces at certain points, like people have dumped chamber pots and didn't quite get them out far enough. And there are two large humans in battered breastplates, both with great axes, standing in front of a gate, and you can see that the wagons that were in front of you have turned off the road onto a very poorly maintained 2-track trail that seems to wind its way around this wooden walled area.
So I say to Zori, either you or I should do the talking. It can't be somebody that sounds noble, and we can't take the chance that someone might recognize Tasha's voice. It is quite distinctive.
Correct.
What?
And do you know, does she know, do we go to the left, follow the wagon, or do we go through the thing?
Around or through?
Around.
We follow the wagons then.
Okay. As you walk past, you hear one of the guards kind of chuckle and lean over to the other one and say, "Yeah, another bunch of tree fuckers."
I just keep on walking.
Pretend we didn't hear.
Or what?
I've heard worse. Not much, but worse.
I roll my eyes.
We just keep on walking.
Takes another 6-7 minutes or so. You wind all the way around the outside of the wall, and you finally see the wall turn and end. And you see the path continues on, then turns back toward the city and leads into the city proper, the section that both Vines and Tasha have told you is called the Paddock. You immediately pick up the scent of filth, of blood, and of rank sweat that seems to sort of cover this entire area. And as you take your first steps into Strafsoman's end, that's also going to be our end for the night.
So exciting. We made it. We made it here. We're here.
We got here.
Woohoo!
Without the paladin falling into the lake.
Woo!
So.
Thank you. Thank you, Lord Ferrari.
Praise the baby cheeses.
Very
Chorora.
good.
Thanks, Chorora.
Yes.
Bruh
did.
and
I thank her.
Josephine.
And next time,
Who knows?
Yeah.
See if we can find Zachary.
All right. Oof, long time coming. Be interesting to see what
Indeed.
happens next time.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
When I hope that you will join us again. Until the next chapter, please remember, stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, and do what you can to support the folks in Ukraine. They've got the worst of it in the world right now.
Yep.
So, but do whatever you need to do to keep yourself well so you can join us again next week and let us welcome you back once again into the lands of Aecathan. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.